Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
The Seahawks have officially touched down in Santa Clara ahead of this Sunday's Super Bowl. I can finally say this Sunday's Super Bowl instead of like Super Bowl's around the corner. Super Bowl's coming up. Get that bye week out of the way. Let's actually preview this game and apparently start with some massive news dumps from Friday and Saturday. So we have two big stories to get to before we jump into our game previews and all the fun stuff. One is coming up in 30 minutes, but I want to start with the second and most recent story. Bump, per ESPN's Adam Schefter, Seahawks OC Klint Kubiak is expected to leave for the Raiders head coaching job. We've got a couple questions and 3 big points to cover. So here we go. Number one, Bump, you said, look, it's the price you pay for being a good team.
Told you he gone.
I
told you he gone, man. But yeah, this is what happens when you have 10 open jobs. What tied the record for the NFL for open head coaching jobs. They got to get filled. You're going to look at teams who are balling. This offense is moving. You have a good run game. They got to figure that out. The pass game is connected. You got Sam Darnold looking like one of the best quarterbacks in the game at times. Naturally, you're going to look at that offensive coordinator and say, I want him. It's funny that both of these Raiders' last 2 coaches are both affiliated with the Seahawks. We just give them coaches. That's what we do over here, apparently.
Give them quarterbacks, give them coaches, wide receivers.
What else you need? We got you. No, but you knew this was coming, man. It's so tough to keep good coordinators around. You see, Saleh even got a second shot with the Tennessee Titans. Like, once you've proven that your system works, you're going to get opportunities, and a guy like Mike McDonald is going to be searching for his 3rd offensive coordinator. My question is there someone in-house, or are you going to be searching? Like, where are we looking?
All our coverage this week is presented by WGU, and we are going to get to coverage of the actual matchups and the things that we're watching, but we got to start with these big stories. So to your point about is there someone else in the building, Mike McDonald's going to be, this is the second point, who already on the staff is a fit. Mike McDonald is going to be on his 3rd offensive coordinator in 3 years. Now, the first 2 for very different reasons. Ryan Grubb wasn't a fit, and then and number 2, like you said, well, it's the price you pay for being a really good team is that your coordinators are taken. Okay, so now you're on your 3rd, which I'm going to count as like a positive in this case. Do you run the same Shanahan-Kubiak scheme? Do you try to go with the same approach? Keep in mind, this is what Matt Hasselbeck told Brock and Salk about that relationship between Kubiak and Darnold.
And so I do think, again, the fact that Klint Kubiak and Sam Darnold have this kind of great relationship and a past together where they weren't the guys. They were like the guys underneath the guys. Hey, someday when I get my chance, this is what I'm going to do. Yeah, I like that too. You like this? I like that. And they get to know each other. And now they are both the guy, play caller, quarterback. So I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool how it's worked out so well.
It is very cool how it's worked out so well. They finished as a top 5 scoring unit in the NFL. Sam Darnold won 14 games for a 2nd consecutive season. Bump, how do you keep Sam Darnold's progress, the offense's progress going with a brand new guy? Like, what's important to keep over?
Man, I think you have to, or you should try to duplicate whatever it is Kubiak is doing over there with Sam Darnold, right? You listen to Matt talking how they have this connection. They understand each other, underdogs. Now they're at the top. You want to do whatever it takes to keep your quarterback comfortable. Now, I think Sam Darnold's capable of learning a new system and executing it, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And the offense he's running here was similar to what they were running over there with the Vikings as well. So, yeah, I think whoever you bring in, it has to be them, right? They have to do their own thing, have their own offense and whatnot. But there's some things that need to stick. The wide zone is working for them. Under center is working, play action is working, crossing routes are working. It's got to be similar. All offenses have like a little bit of similarity in them, regardless, right? I was just looking at a bunch of film of the Patriots right now, and they do some of the things that the Hawks do. But it's about keeping your quarterback comfortable, man. You found your franchise guy, it feels like, and it's not like he's going to have like a saying it, though. They're not coming to Sam like, hey, Sam, what do you think about this guy? What do you think about that guy? But you want Sam to feel like he can keep things rolling, because the worst thing you could do, man, is come in here and have somebody run a completely different offense and have them like take 2 steps back. You know what I mean? You want to be stepping forward. So I don't know. I'm looking at the staff right now. I'm trying to figure out, okay, who could be the guy? Naturally, you go to the quarterback coach, right?
Yeah.
Who's that guy? Andrew Janoko. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, Coach. 13 years in the game. Naturally I look at him. But familiarity is important. It's important.
Jake Peets has been a name thrown around. Bryant said Arthur Smith hasn't signed that contract in Ohio. Just saying. Yeah, some interesting names. I mean, I certainly wish that we could have known that this was happening prior to Mike McDaniel signing with the Chargers, but maybe Mike McDaniel always would have wanted to go to the Chargers under Harbaugh and coaching Justin Herbert. And by the way, it doesn't mean that you can't find a way to have some continuity here. Someone texted in and said, where'd it go? I don't mind Koob leaving, and congratulations to him, by the way, I should say that, from the 541. I just wish none of it would be discussed before the game has even happened. So let's get to that third point. Does any of this matter for Sunday? Maybe I should have made this point number one, but I wanted to get to the newsy pieces of it first. Does any of this matter for Sunday? Is it a distraction? Does it impact things? Does it impact Kubiak? Does it impact the players? Is this a negative thing?
I don't think it affects Sunday at all. I mean, these guys are on a mission. They've been preparing for this game. Kubiak's name's been thrown around for weeks.
They've been dealing with it.
Like this is nothing new, and I think that the way that Mike McDonald runs this thing allows for guys just to focus. Yes, Kubiak, you're probably going to go to Vegas. We wish you well, but you got one more game to play. So no, I don't think it does. I think it's more of a distraction for us than it is for them.
I agree. I saw some people going, God, I don't even want to listen to the radio. It's just bad news. I don't think of this as a bad news story. Neither of these two stories, again, we'll get to the second in about 20 minutes. Neither of these stories do I think is like bad news stories. They can be distractions. Both of them are things that this team and its players and its front office and its coaches knew would probably be happening.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of these are, a player or coach was arrested. Someone's hurt, last second injury, a scandal involving. Those are distractions.
Yeah.
No. This is something that every single good team, what just happened for the Rams? They lost their coordinator too.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to go be head coach of Mike LaFleur. Mike LaFleur? Wrong LaFleur. Is going to go be head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. It's just what happens with good teams.
Yeah.
The more successful you are, the more your coaches get poached. Look at the Lions coaching staff, losing their both coordinators to new head coaching jobs. The Eagles lost coordinators and then went on and went back to a Super Bowl. So
yeah,
it's just it
happens all the
happens,
time.
man.
This is what happens, man. You I would love to see the rotation of coaches back when Pete was going to Super Bowls, right? I mean, we know that we got some your DC's got a head coach job, but there's so much movement. Like every year, you don't bring back the same team ever. The 70 guys are going to be different. They're going to be guys on the coaching staff are going to be different. It's the cost of business. As long as Mike McDonald is here, and we can lean on him to drive the ship, I think the Hawks will be fine. But I also think it is extremely important that you find a coordinator that runs similar things that Klint Kubiak ran.
From the 310, won't Klint take those guys with him? Presumably. Now, he'll take a few. I would assume he takes Benton, your offensive line coach. You'll have to find some answers there. However, I think that in general, guys take promotions over lateral moves. If Klint Kubiak is taking someone and he's saying, hey, I'm going to, make you my quarterback coach, but then you have a chance to be OC here in Seattle, you're going to choose to go as your OC. So It depends whether or not Seattle can offer a guy a promotion versus a lateral move with Klint Kubiak. Yes, it all matters, but I don't know. I don't see this as a massive distraction ahead of the Super Bowl. It's interesting news, right? And that you start talking about, hey, new world. You're a contender again. This is what you're going to be running into. And we had previously, talked about the challenges of being a defensive head coach and that your offensive pieces and your offensive coaching staff are going to get those promotions. On the one hand, it means you did your job. You did a good thing. You're where you're supposed to be. On the other, you need to find the new challenge of replacing those guys.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at the text lines, and there are a lot of people saying, this is a distraction. What's going on? Trust me. Trust me with this, okay? Mike McDonald, Klint Kubiak in the game are 100% dialed in and focused on this Super Bowl. They're working on the game plan. Maybe the players are having conversations about Kubiak leaving, but even those guys are focused on the game plan. I think that we will hype it up because it is news to us, right? You're losing your offensive coordinator. You felt like this was coming. He has a good thing going over here. But I guarantee you this has nothing to do with how these guys are preparing and how they're going to execute on Sunday. It's more of a congratulations. The guys are happy for Klint Kubiak in that building. They're not saying, oh, my God, what are we going to do? No, this is why you coach. This is why Kubiak's been in the game for so long, for this opportunity. If anything, Mike McDonald is congratulating them and saying, all right, we got one more game to go. Let's finish this thing off. So, no, it's more of a distraction for us. We will talk about it, but in-house, they're good.
Yeah. So someone said, I don't want him to take. That can't mean Rashid.
I think it does mean.
Oh,
Raheem.
Someone said, wouldn't they have more motivation, like to win for Kubiak? Maybe. I guess what I wanted to highlight from this is this. One, massive story.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta cover this. Your offensive coordinator was so successful this year, and your offense so successful this year as a top 3 scoring unit, that he now has a job as the Raiders head coach. Allegedly, none of this can be confirmed until after the Super Bowl. And as Bump said, his primary point from all of this is the price you pay for being a great team.
Yeah.
In an ideal world.
You're welcome.
In an ideal world, the Seahawks offensive coordinator is getting interviewed for head coaching jobs again next year.
Yeah.
That means you did your job.
Means you balling.
It means you're balling. This happens. Now, what does it mean for Sunday is the last thing I wanted to get to. And I think we're both kind of settled on nothing. That now I'm not a player. I'm not in their brain. But I have covered and interviewed players for a decade. And the primary thing I've learned is that players are able to compartmentalize things in a way that I can't fathom.
Yeah.
So things that to me are a distraction or a big story or things I wonder about, it doesn't matter to a player in the same way. You have to train from a relatively young age your brain to ignore certain things so much more effectively than I do at my job. I have to think of a lot of things all at once. And so for me, it's hard for me to fathom how that wouldn't be a distraction. But I believe Bump when he says, listen, I'm telling you, that's not the way players
We
approach
brainwash,
this.
man. As
You
athletes,
really
we are brainwashed.
Yes.
We are
So-
taught to forget a mistake, move on to the next, focus on this play. Like there's so much tunnel vision we're taught. We're like those horses with the blinders on, those race horses, right? We're not looking left or right. We are so focused on the mission at hand. You get the news that Kubiak's gone. You have a conversation with your boy like, dang, that's going to suck next year. He's not going to be here. All right, cool. You know what? We got to install. We got this meetings coming up. So, yeah, it's a pain in the butt after this. But right now, they're playing for the Super Bowl. You think they're going to let Klint mess this thing up? Heck no. Like, Klint ain't going to be distraction on him. He's focused. I'm excited. I wish it was Sunday already.
And I completely agree with the 615 out of Tennessee. They said, I also have to believe Schneider and McDonald have a plan A, B, C, and D to replace Kubiak. Congrats to Kubes, though. Agree with you on 2.615. I do want to point out, before Carroll was officially fired, they had ideas of what they would want to do at head coach. This has been something they're prepared for. I wouldn't worry about it.
Nah, not tripping.
Nor would I worry about it affecting Sunday. And we have a lot to preview for Sunday. I can't believe the Super Bowl is almost here. It's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. There was another massive story, obviously, a reported sale of the Seahawks. We're getting to that in 15 minutes. And then we're jumping into actual game previews. You guys, hey, there's a game on Sunday to talk about. We should probably get to that. Coming up at 10:45, Bump's been watching a lot of Patriots film. So we've got a Drake Maye scouting report. I want to know how he compares to other quarterbacks the Seahawks have faced this year, the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, the challenges. That's coming up at 10:45. So just Drake Maye, a scouting report. At 11, maybe the biggest matchup in this one, certainly the one that most national experts will be talking about, is JSN against Christian Gonzalez. It's JSN versus Gonzo. We're going to be talking about that matchup coming up at 11. And then we've got some analysts joining the show. Coming up at 11:30, Nate Tice of Yahoo Sports to not only make his pick for the winner, but to tell us some of the chief matchups that he's watching. Aaron Schatz of FTN Fantasy is joining us at noon, so we're going to have a lot of voices joining in the show all week long, and then we're heading to Radio Row to talk to a few more. Going to be a really fun week. All right, let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, real
Headline rewrites.
Must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
The Arizona Cardinals have signed Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur as their new head coach. What's the real headline?
Boy, no one can keep an offensive coordinator these days.
Coordinators are hot, man. You, especially when you produce the way the Rams have produced. You have the Shanahan tree. It's all connected. They're taking over the league. This tree. Good for the Cardinals, man. I wonder what his first speech is going to be like. He has the bar set pretty low when it comes to Arizona Cardinals head coaches in their first meeting with their teams. So we'll see. But no, good moves for the Cardinals. I think now it's just who's going to be your quarterback.
Yeah.
Is Kyler Murray going to be there? What you going to do there?
I want to get to. We're talking about OCs leaving or going and whatever. This is just an NFL thing. The 253 says it is a distraction. Kubiak will take coaches. The good coaches have already signed. I don't agree that it's the price you pay. The NFL needs to change the rule to leave. If you win and are in the Super Bowl, your reward is that you stay. This is the thing. Everyone wants to be a head coach. Everyone wants a promotion. The vast majority of people, only some people are like, no, I just love it as a coordinator. The vast majority of people want to be a head coach. You're at your job. Wouldn't you love a promotion?
Right.
Most people want more money. Most people want to be able to reach their dreams. Most people want to. His dad was a head coach. Like, this is a legacy I'm sure he's wanted his entire life. You ultimately punish coordinators by keeping them from interviewing the further in you go in the playoffs. And by the way, like, he can have no interviews now. He can sign no deals now. And he couldn't even go to Vegas. This had to be a virtual interview that was done only on that Saturday. No more after Sunday. So there are rules and restrictions in, like, how often teams can contact and when deals can be official. And right now, no one's allowed to contact him, and he's not allowed to contact anyone else. You're just focused on the Super Bowl right now. But you don't want to punish coordinators for succeeding.
No, you want to reward them. That's the goal in life, right? You want to take the next step. You want to move forward. And he should be rewarded. He should be sought after. This happens every single year. Get over it. We're in the Super Bowl. He'll be focused and ready to go.
Next up.
Headline rewrites.
Former Mariner Geno Suarez signed with the Reds over the weekend on a 1-year, $15 million contract. What's the real headline?
In case anyone forgot, Brandon Donovan is still available. I'm going to miss Geno. Love Geno. Fan favorite for a reason. There's still some moves that you could make for this infield.
Yeah, you're right. Donovan's there. It feels like they're going to go young, though. It feels like they're going to give what Shannon Jarrett said, runway for these young fellas, right? You got to put them out there. You got to see what they can do. But no, you're right. Donovan is still out there. What do we do at that corner? Thank you, Geno, for everything you did for the squad. Didn't really end on a hot note, but he had his moments as well. This is, again, when you are a successful organization, when you have assets, people are going to go after them. So doesn't surprise me. Doesn't disappoint me either. I'm not, devastated that Geno's leaving either. I feel like you said, Donovan's out there, and you got some young guys. So let's see what these young guys can do.
Headline
I completely
rewrites.
forgot to throw on the latest from Buster Olney. He said perhaps more interesting is that the Cardinals' Brandon Donovan remains on the market. Rival execs fully expect he'll be on the move in the next couple of weeks. He did say the Mariners have interest. He also mentioned the Red Sox as a potential landing spot for Donovan. I wanted to add that in there just so you kind of know what teams are in talks. Okay.
The New Orleans Saints will play in the NFL's first regular season game in Paris during the 2026 season. What's the real headline?
Paris in the fall, the smell of croissants wafting in from every bakery, and the sound of broken bones filling the air. Crack. Brings the cat. I became German. Brings the cat.
I wish the Hawks were going to Paris, man. Come on, we need them. Let's get back on the road. NFL, hook us up, man. I'm trying to go back. I'm trying to go overseas, man. Germany was dope.
Ha ha ha.
And I want Stacy to practice. What did you take?
Said Michael Bumpus.
Well, what language did you take?
In high school, I took French.
Took French. There
I
you
failed.
go.
And then I did fail that class. And then in college, I took Italian.
Right.
Yeah, 4.0.
So do you remember any Italian?
Yeah, but I learned a lot when I was younger. So the only thing that was hard was the actual conjugation of, this stuff's tough when you get into advanced language stuff. French, I just right over my head. I was like, haha, je m'appelle Stacy.
What is this crowd going to look like in Paris? It's going to be interesting. Now, when I went to Germany with the Hawks, the fans, they were smart. They knew the game. So I'm interested. I love seeing the game being played in other places. Just grow the game. There's probably some big old 6'5" French freshman
Most
out there who
definitely.
can toss a football a quarter mile.
Yeah.
And he's going to be even more inspired watching these guys play.
Can you imagine if a Frenchman ever becomes a starting quarterback? It's going to be his whole brand. They're going to be like, baguettes!
Yeah.
Look at the baguette in the air.
French rolls.
Yeah, French rolls.
French fries.
I think Paris is a really fun landing spot.
You been?
Well, we're all secretly expecting the Seahawks. Did they already announce the Seahawks to Australia, or is that just like a massive theory that we all have that we're pretty sure of?
I don't think they announced that.
Okay, I don't think they announced it, but I think most people have connected the dots and they're like, it's definitely going to be Seattle, right?
I hope so. That's a
Yeah.
long flight, though.
That's a long flight. Lukey made that flight.
Lukey is who?
My dog.
You got to tell the people. Everybody
Yeah.
don't know who Lukey is.
Yeah, Lucas. It's short for Lucas Oil Stadium, Ross. He did make the flight over from Australia. That's like, how long is that flight? Is that 16 hours or more?
I don't know.
I've never been on a flight longer. The longest flight I ever took was to Boston.
What, 5?
6. That was where I now cannot fathom people that have to take like 16, 17, 18-hour flights somewhere. I can't wrap my mind
Longest
around
I've
being
been
on a
was
plane.
10 hours. 10-hour flight.
Going where?
To Germany.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd have to take multiple sleeping pills. I already, I'm going to be a problem on this flight.
I'll be waving from first class.
I'm going to be in business class because I'm a businesswoman.
You get free drinks. You don't drink. So.
Yeah.
It's about 18 hours to fly from here to Sydney, Australia.
That's crazy.
Goodness gracious.
I'm already nervous about I'm not a good flyer. You know, in Bridesmaid, when she's like, there's a woman churning butter on the, that's going to be me. You're going to have to
What
pretend
do you
you
mean
don't
you're
know
not
me.
a good flyer? What does that mean? You just get nervous?
Yeah. It means that I'm going to, I don't know, I'm going to take like a Tylenol PM and you're going to need to wheel me off the plane.
Throw you over my shoulder.
Yeah.
Let's go, Stace.
Bye, everyone. Just thanking everyone for the flight.
Thank
you.
Hey, you know what? When we land, I'm going to clap.
You are.
Because I lost that bet.
Yes.
So when we land, I will clap.
I'm glad that you remembered. We didn't have anything saved for you tomorrow, so that's good. Bump bet that the Cowboys would beat the Lions way back on a game in December. And he was flying every single weekend for college football games. And so the bet that Curtis and I made is that if the Lions won, Bump would have to film himself applauding when the plane lands.
Yep.
And you can't, I need like a, great job. Let's go.
It's going down. I
Super
got
Bowl,
you.
baby.
See, but people will clap because they'll think I'm just rooting for the Hawks.
And then I'm going to be jealous because you're going to be the most popular person on the plane. They're going to be like, yeah, this guy gets it going. So upset. Gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop all official Seahawks playoff gear and custom Simply Seattle original designs. Shop in-store or online and enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree. Perfect timing. Right now at simplyseattle.com. Coming up next, I mentioned there were 2 massive stories breaking over the weekend. We're going to get to the second on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
There's only one Steve Rabel.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
He takes insight to another level. Shoot, the man played the game.
There's an old picture, 2 farmers sitting on a wooden fence. Each has a sock filled with cow manure, and they're swinging at each other to see who falls off the fence first. But that's what this felt like.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Super Bowl. Sunday, kickoff at 3:30 on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Between his hobbies and decades of work in a boatyard, Philip had put his body through a lot.
I'm an avid fly fisherman and an avid skier. It takes its toll.
Not to mention one other thing.
I had a near-fatal motorcycle accident. Absolutely obliterated my lower left leg again.
Philip couldn't live with the pain anymore, so he decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
Listening to all these radio spots, I said, what do I got to lose?
What was your experience like with Dr. Wagner?
What I was so impressed with Mark about is that how often you have a surgery like this, and the guy calls you the next day to see how you're doing. I can't say enough good things about the guy, honestly.
And how are you feeling now?
I have no pain, none. 0.
Wow. So would you recommend stem cell therapy to others?
I'm a fan, believe me. I'd recommend it to anybody.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Hey, it's February, and we're a month into those fitness goals and resolutions. And are you already tired of the crowded gyms and sweaty machines? Maybe you're ready to upgrade your fitness equipment in your own home. Well, I got the place and some deals for you. Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my friends at Top Fitness. Right now, trade in your old treadmill and get a $500 credit to use for Precor, True, or Inspire treadmills. Top Fitness sells the best quality products available. Brands like Precor, True, Octane, Inspire Stairmaster, and much more. It's trade-in days at Top Fitness, and it's not too late to get in the best shape of your life. Top Fitness has the largest selection of home fitness equipment in the state of Washington, and their staff will truly show you why. It's no secret that everybody, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love their stores. Top Fitness has locations at Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. And remember, trade in your old treadmill and get a $500 credit today. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Adrian here from Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Winter might seem like an odd time to replace your windows, but now is when you get the best deals. Our Leak Armor installation team will keep your home warm and dry while installing beautiful, new energy-efficient windows. You'll feel the difference right away. Quieter rooms, lower energy bills, and a more comfortable home.
Visit Lake Washington Windows and Doors at the home shows to get 20% off, plus 12 months, same as cash financing. Or go to lakewashingtonwindows.com.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back. I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
And the Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl.
Home of the Seahawks in Super Bowl 60. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
P&D Tree Service, experts in local tree removal. Their team works fast to remove problem trees in your yard and neighborhood. Have you ever seen a tree removed by a crane? P&D Tree Services specializes in close-quarter tree removal to minimize impact on your landscaping. 24-hour emergency service. Any job, big or small. Safe, efficient, and fast. P&D Tree Service turns multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. Enjoy a clean, safe, and bright yard. PNDTreeService.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Just wondering if anyone has $8 billion they could borrow. I've got lots of ideas. with what to do with the Seahawks team. On Friday afternoon, ESPN's Brady Henderson and Seth Wickersham reported the Seahawks will be up for sale after Super Bowl 60. Sale discussions have reportedly taken place at ownership and league levels for at least the past week. That's according to their sources. However, one team executive told ESPN the Seahawks could fetch $7 billion to $8 billion. If they are put up for sale, it will be the first time in the Super Bowl era an entire team that played in a championship game gets put on the market shortly afterward. Now, the Seahawks representative, such spokesperson, has since said this is false. The team is not being sold right now. Like, this is not something that's, sales discussions are happening. We're focused on finalizing the sale of the Trailblazers before we even get to that. Two things you need to know. Number one, this was always going to happen. Whether or not this is being done right now, as ESPN is reporting, or in the future after the Blazers are sold, as the Seahawks are saying, Paul Allen's will dictated that his teams in his estate be sold and that money donated to charity. This is something the team has known from the moment that Jody Allen took over as chairwoman. This isn't news to a single Seahawks fan, whenever it happens.
Maybe it is, though.
Maybe it meant one or two fans that weren't paying attention, but this was always going to happen. And again, that money is going to be donated to charity. Two, when the team is eventually sold, because again, this is something that has to happen, it's not going to be relocated.
No.
So that's where I'm kind of like, the thing I wonder is like, Jody's been a really solid acting owner for this team. Good hire with Mike McDonald, keeping Schneider, who's done a great job. As far as what you hear, never to no Jerry Jonesing kind of in the room constantly being, what's happening here and what's happening here. So like you care about getting a good owner. I don't think anyone needs to panic or worry about a team being relocated.
No, I ain't going nowhere.
They aren't going anywhere.
The Seahawks are going to be here to stay. Like you mapped out, we knew that this was going down, and let's prepare. I mean, Mike McDonald's still going to be the head coach. Schneider's still going to be the guy. Sam Darnold's probably still going to be the quarterback. He's just going to have another voice. But I think Jody has done a good job, kind of just staying out the way. I mean, she has been in the draft room during the draft or whatnot, and who knows what her role is, but she's done a good job of just letting the guys who do the football stuff. You know what I mean? So this was interesting. It was crazy, man. I forgot where I was driving or something when the news broke, and people are hitting me up, asking the same questions. Like, are we moving? Oh, you're gonna sell the team? I'm like, and just like you said, I'm like, well, we knew that this was gonna happen eventually. This isn't new news. But I can see how people could be nervous and how they could see this as a distraction as well.
Yeah.
But no, I was surprised, but I wasn't at the same time because, like you said, we knew this was going down.
The Seahawks are not going anywhere. They may or may not be being sold right now. I'm not especially concerned about it because we all knew that they were going to. The only thing that I would love to ensure is that you get an owner that does not try to take over and have his or her way with every single thing. Like, yeah, you're in charge. It's your team. But there are good owners and bad owners, and I hope that they get a good owner. Given that Jody has, I think, been a pretty good acting owner, I would imagine that she hires an owner who she views the same. There are two things that I want to get to here. One, I'm sorry, is Brock Heward stealing Curtis's conspiracy corner? When the news broke on Friday, Brock Heward tweeted, well. The NFL team that goes to any length to play games on and off the field. No question in my mind, the Crafts or friends let media know the Hawks would be up for sale. A tactic employ the Patriots would use to try and create distraction. Anyone surprised? And I saw that and I said, I'm not Brock. I'm not surprised.
I'm not Brock.
Those lowly Patriots. Oh, Seattle's the cheat Hawks? Yeah. I can't rhyme cheat and Patriots very well, but I'll find a way later on in the show because I would absolutely believe that the Patriots are finding their way to create distractions for this team. Win by any means necessary. That's been their mantra for years now.
I'm here for that. I'm here for conspiracies. Keep it interesting. Keep it funky. Just keep talking about the Seahawks, man. Talk about Klint Kubiak. Talk about it being sold or the franchise being sold. Whatever. Keep talking about us, man, because these guys are ready to go.
Yeah.
All right? And this is not a distraction. They are focused. They are trained. They are ready to go. Not a distraction. Hey, side note. I like the little jumpsuits they arrived in. Those were clean. The gray
They were
ones.
cool.
You see those?
I'm so into like the matching coordinating outfits.
Yeah, I'm with
As
that.
you know, because I always try to match with you and Curtis all the time.
We got
but
hoodies on today.
yeah, but I love that they all showed up in their Super Bowl stuff.
Yeah.
It's a clean look.
I need
it's really
that.
cool.
I need that.
I'm very into matching sweatsuits. Only when I wear it, I feel like I look like I'm in prison. Like when I go the all gray, you know what I mean? It's just like I
What do
look
you
like orange
mean?
is the new black. It's I feel like just the vibe I give is one of being in prison. Matt's nodding.
You're in that Martha Stewart prison. It's more like a camp.
Thank you.
You know, it's not really a prison. You think
Yeah.
Martha Stewart really went to prison? Nah, she was chilling.
I mean, she went to prison,
Nah, it wasn't real prison.
but it was like a prison with like a little accent
For rich
on
people.
the top. Yeah, like a fancy prison
Uh-huh.
where like instead of having like a basketball court, it's like a vast garden. It's a botanical garden.
She had a queen size bed, probably.
No. No way.
Hey,
I wonder what rich
it
people
was a
prisons are
soft
like.
prison. It was not. It was a camp. She went camping.
It was a retreat. It was a retreat for a couple years for insider trading. No, it was a very cool look. And I do buy the idea that this was leaked by the Patriots for news. I also think that this is just how sports work. Someone texted in very upset that the story was out, and it's like, well, look, this is a big story. An NFL team being sold. That's a story that ESPN is gonna want to get on top of.
Yeah.
So that's just what they did.
You got to report it.
I'm not offended by it. I think that it's certainly possible there were leaks by the Patriots. I think the Patriots are a shady organization, and Kraft is a shady person. I absolutely buy into that. Part of that's just I've grown up thinking that for years and years and years and years.
Thinking what?
Just hating the Patriots. I mean, that 20-year dynasty spanned like my football watching experience. So yes, I've grown up Super Bowl 40 when I was younger. You know, like I've just grown up thinking like the league is against the Seahawks. Like I remember thinking that when I was younger. So yeah, it's easy to buy into that theory. I also tend to think what you do when it comes to the Kubiak news. I don't think this is a massive distraction for this team right now.
Nah, they're good, man. They've been so focused and so dialed in. Like the messaging has been on point. We interview the players, 2 players every single week. You can always tell when a team is cohesive. It's like they're all saying the same things in different ways, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we get with this team. I think McDonald's done a great job leading these guys. Kubiak's going to be dialed in.
Yep.
No, it's just it's another day at the office.
805 says, I would thrive in prison. No hikes, lots of TV, and outfits are all in summer tones. I love earth-toned clothing. Neutral, monochrome outfits. Yeah.
Yeah, you here for it?
I think I'd thrive in prison.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It depends what kind of prison you go to, though.
What do you mean I could lead an arts and crafts section?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be a teacher and a leader.
Stacy.
What? You don't think I would thrive in prison?
Prison is not fluffy. All right, you're not going to Martha Stewart
tough.
prison. You're not. You're going to.
I got that dog in me.
You're going to Monroe.
Whoa. Why don't you believe in me?
Stacy.
That was me barking because I got the dog
Because
in me.
you're too nice. You're too sweet. Someone's gonna test you. You're gonna have to fight. Like it just goes down.
Well,
Yeah, it's not for you.
okay, maybe I wouldn't thrive in prison.
Don't do it.
Okay, well, I don't think I'm going to prison, but I appreciated this listener for having a little more faith in me than you did. But I don't know how we even got here. Washington's biggest night out for sports is almost here. The 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards, the star-studded event, brings together athletes and icons of our favorite teams and unforgettable moments. So be a part of history and cast your vote for the Men's and Women's Sports Star of 2025, representing the best of Washington sports. You can also vote for the Sports Story of the Year. Voting is open now through Valentine's Day, February 14th. So head to seattlesports.org to make your voice heard. The winners will be announced live at the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards presented by Microsoft on Friday, March 13th. Don't miss out. Vote now and be part of the celebration. Bump has been watching a lot of film, and he's here to give us a Drake Maye scouting report. That's next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Doubted.
More questions about Sam Darnold.
Underestimated.
I would say 10-7.
Questioned at every turn.
The question mark on this team is the offensive line.
Well, I think it was a swing and a miss week 1.
They're trying to find exactly who they are and what they are.
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. and now we're going to the Super Bowl.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60 is on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Olympic Hot Tub celebrates Seattle's star team with a massive blue and green savings blitz. Champion-level wellness at winning savings on saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges through Sunday. Go to olympichottub.com. Better you, better life. Go Seattle.
Our number one thing with them is always like, hey, welcome someone in and assure them that they're in the right place. We're going to take care of them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
Save $1,700 when you have Day and Night match your current furnace with a qualifying AC or heat pump.
Your furnace is lonely all by itself, but it doesn't have to be. With our Matchmaker Special, we'll match your furnace with a perfect air conditioner or heat pump to keep your furnace company and your home comfy all year round.
Match your furnace to a qualifying cooling system and save $1,700.
DayandNight.net.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with AutoPay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Google of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Who did it best in 2025? Vote now for the Sports Stars and Story of the Year at seattlesports.org and help choose the winners of the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards, presented by Microsoft. From collegiate champions to the standouts across our professional teams, make your choice and come celebrate Washington's biggest night out for sports on March 13th. Vote now and get tickets at seattlesports.org. We'll see you there.
Home of the NFC champion Seahawks.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
At Bible Law Group, our team reflects the same lessons learned by our founder, James Bible, while playing for legendary Husky coach Don James. Coach James always said it's amazing what gets done when nobody claims credit. That's the philosophy we carry into every case, because your victory is what matters at Bible Law Group. When your legal problems hit biblical levels and you feel like you're stuck in a lion's den of litigation, you need a legal team that won't back down. At Bible Law, we've secured over $40 million in settlements for our clients, and we're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, mind racing, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Video security, burglar alarms, fire alarms, access control, 24/7 monitoring, and more. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy, knowing we're here for you, your people, and your business. Visit bayalarm.com to talk to a local security expert. Bay Alarm, we got you.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Our friends at Mazda of Everett always offer you their best deals. Mazda of Everett is the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer for a reason. They sell more new Mazdas than any other dealer on the West Coast. So come check out the Mazda More to Move You sales event now. Shop over 300 new Mazda CX-5s with 0.9 financing for 60 months, available on approved credit. Located on Highway 99 in Everett, or shop MazdaofEverett.com. Based on Mazda USA's retail sales reports 2025.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We're getting ready to go into matchups here for Super Bowl 60. Coming up in 15 minutes, JSN versus Gonzo. Figured a wide receiver preview from a former wide receiver. And before we get to that, let's talk Drake Maye. Bump, you've got a Drake Maye scouting report. Here's what I want to know. How he compares to other Seahawks opponents. What are we seeing on film? The strengths, the weaknesses, the threat outside the pocket, all of that. What do you see?
Drake Maye, one of the worst takes I've ever had in my life.
That's okay.
Was that I didn't think Drake Maye was going to be much in this National Football League.
You don't even have to say it again.
And I was wrong. No, I own up to it. It was a bad take.
I forget the bad takes I have.
I didn't see it. But this young man has been doing his thing. And during the regular season, he was extremely accurate. He completed 72% of his passes. Obviously, I've been watching film. And there's a calmness. What I wrote, a calm presence in the pocket is what he has. He doesn't seem too rattled. Like, if you ever just looked at Drake Maye's face, he just seems like a calm individual, kind of like Sam Darnold a little bit. But he doesn't panic when chaos is happening around him in the pocket. His arm is stronger than I thought it was. Like, what I put down, easy power is what I wrote down. Right, there's some guys where you see them throw the football and they rifle it in there and they're giving it everything they got. This dude, the ball just jumps off his hand. Like, his mechanics are on point, and he throws a friendly football too. I remember when I played for the Hawks, like, Matt Hasselbeck threw a heavy football, and then Seneca Wallace threw like a lighter football. It looks like he throws a lighter football, but it has some velocity on it. Smart guy. He will move you with his eyes. He will take the safety the other way and go back to the other side. 31 touchdowns this year, 8 interceptions. Great anticipation, too. He knows what he's looking at as far as coverage or whatnot. During the playoffs, he has looked a bit different, though. He's only completing, I think, 50-something % of his passes in the playoffs. He's been sacked 15 times. He looks a bit different in the playoffs, but then, like we said before, you can't ignore that weather. Weather, it affects the game. I don't care who you are. If it's cold out there, things are going to change a bit. But he is, and you see, like, he still has even more potential to grow. Like, his ceiling is super high. Drake Maye is the future of the NFL. Mobile guy, he can get outside the pocket. He doesn't force it, right? He gets outside the pocket trying to throw the football. He's not a guy who's like, all right, I'm taking it off and I'm going. He gets outside the pocket, keeps his eyes down the field, really gets his tight ends involved, especially down inside the 10-yard line. Josh Daniels does a great job designing these over routes and these flats and these play action. He's calm with the play action. I think he'd probably get a bit better there. But he's all around just a solid quarterback.
Now, I know the best of Drake Maye. I mean, look against Tennessee. It was a 31-13 win for New England. He completed over 90% of his passes, 222 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Great day. You mentioned kind of a skid compared to how he usually is when he's gotten to those playoff games. He has not thrown over 60% completion percentage in his last 3 postseason games. 58.6%, 59.3%, 47%. 4 touchdowns combined over those games, 2 interceptions. What's bad Drake Maye look like? I know you probably didn't see a ton of it on tape, but like, what's it look like when he's limited per se?
It's the typical things, right? Throwing off of your back foot,
young players,
forcing it to a receiver. But he's been so accurate that it makes sense that he's making some of these mistakes, because all year he's been able to complete these passes. He's been able to kind of roll the dice a little bit, fit it into a small area, and make these plays happen. It all starts with the feet. With most quarterbacks, right? If your feet aren't right, then the ball's going to sail on you. And just confidence, man. I think that there's something called like a rookie wall that a lot of guys hit. Obviously it's not a rookie, it's his second year, but it's like, all right, the field has been shrunk, right? And you're going up against great coordinators who understand your weaknesses, who are going to press you a bit more. And he doesn't seem rattled, but he's just hasn't been as accurate as he usually is. And I think that's because of the pressure that they're bringing.
Well, and facing good defenses. Someone said, don't forget the defenses he's faced. I have not forgotten.
Yep.
We are going to have a separate segment later this week kind of comparing the defenses that this New England offense faced to what Seattle brings. So I'm intentionally leaving that out for right now and just talking about what bump sees from Drake Maye. I want to talk about Drake on the run, throws outside of the pocket. The threat is a runner outside the pocket, and in particular, how that might be different from the other big challenge Seattle saw with Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford easily did the most damage against Seattle this year. Drake Maye feels special in a very different way.
Yeah, and Matthew Stafford ain't running. Drake will get after it. He's had 10 carries for 66 against the Chargers, 4 for 10, and then 10 for 65 against Denver. Overall this year, 450 yards on the ground and 4 touchdowns. Again, athletic. I mean, he is the bare minimum of what quarterbacks look like these days as far as athleticism, right? There's no more Peyton Mannings, no more Joe Flacco's, my guys. You got to be able to move in.
Shout out to the statues out there.
The big homies out there. But no, he's a threat. He's a threat. And that's why it's important that you can't, if you're an end, you can't get too far up the field because that's where he takes off, right? If I'm a quarterback, the end gets behind me, there's going to be a gap there. I take off and I run. But like I said, he's taking off, but he's keeping his eyes down the field. He's looking. He wants to be a thrower. He wants to throw the football. But this is the most film, obviously, I've watched of Drake Maye, and I got more and more impressed the more film that I've watched. Like when he's on, he throws a beautiful football. I mean, the timing's on point. It's over the shoulder. He hooked up my white son for a touchdown. He kept it low and away from the defender. He's a dang good quarterback,
Okay,
man.
so give me something to feel a little positive because now I'm more nervous.
Our defensive line, I think, can handle their O-line. Their O-line is good, though. I think PFF has them ranked like top 12 or something like that. But I think that our defensive line would be the best defensive line he's seen. Yes, better than Denver, I think. And on the back end, we're better as well. As long as, we don't have those 1 or 2 mistakes where it's just a clear busting coverage, I think they should be fine. This is a good football team, though.
Yeah.
Last week, I was talking that talk. You know what I do? I watch more film, and I humble myself and get a bit nervous about the game because they're all around a good football team.
I think that their defense is absolutely overlooked, and that's what we're going to be getting to with our next matchup. JSN, I think, widely considered on both sides the best player entering this game. I think most people go the single best, most talented player in this game for right now in 2025 is Jackson Smith-Njigba. He is going to be going against one of the better corners he's faced all year long. So we're going to talk about the Patriots defense, in particular, this matchup that they're going to have against JSN. Also a closer look at Gonzo, Christian Gonzalez for the other side, one of their Pro Bowlers. That is coming your way next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
There's only one Steve Rabel.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
He takes insight to another level. Shoot. The man played the game.
There's an old picture, 2 farmers sitting on a wooden fence. Each has a sock filled with cow manure, and they're swinging at each other to see who falls off the fence first. But that's what this felt like.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Super Bowl. Sunday, kickoff at 3:30 on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with 0 investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I was able to achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You'll feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. I'm surprised and relieved every time I look in the mirror. You need to know what that feels like. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there is no one I would trust more than Advanced Hair Restoration. I experienced their exceptional standard of care firsthand. Your comfort and your results are the top priority of the entire Advanced Hair team. Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 425-449-8185. That's 425-449-8185. Discover what meeting your resolutions could look like with the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Old windows cost you money and security. Lake Washington Windows and Doors installs energy-efficient, high-security windows that lower your bills and increase protection. With leak armor installation and lifetime warranties, you're protected for life. Choose LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
See country star Aaron Lewis and the State Liners at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, March 24th at 8 p.m. And now an added show on March 25th. He's a multi-platinum artist whose raw lyrics and powerhouse vocals have captivated fans for decades. Now he and his band, the State Liners, are coming to Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Get your tickets now to see Aaron Lewis at MuckleshootCasino.com.
Gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoffs gear and custom Simply original designs. Shop in-store or online and enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree now at simplyseattle.com.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you, gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
6 days until Super Bowl 60.
And this is the only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks and Patriots in the Super Bowl. KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
ESPN's Adam Schefter reports the Raiders are zeroing in on Klint Kubiak for their next head coach. No deal can be finalized before the Super Bowl, so neither Vegas nor Kubiak can comment on the expected hire, but it certainly looks as though Mike McDonald will be searching for his third offensive coordinator soon.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. from the Quantum Fiber Studio
This is Bump and Stacy.
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross. Here we go now.
All our coverage this week is presented by WGU. I want to talk about one of the big matchups in this game, JSN against Gonzo, Christian Gonzalez. First, this is what DK Metcalf had to say about Christian Gonzalez when he faced him. This is from 2024.
It was very good. Just like last week, going against one corner the whole game. You get to accumulate reps and, get to figure out little nuances on winning the one-on-one matchup against him. But I think he's going to be a really good corner in this league for years to come. Big, strong, physical corner with speed, able to track the ball down the field. So it was a good matchup, and it was a fun game.
One of two Pro Bowlers for New England this year, him and Drake Maye. So that's one half of the matchup, Christian Gonzalez. Let's get to the other, that being JSN. You guys already know a ton about him, but I want to play the latest from Sam Darnold on with Dan Patrick Friday.
With his body language and the way that he runs routes, he's very friendly to throw to, but it doesn't make it easier to cover him, if that makes sense. Like, it's easy for me to kind of feel what he's thinking and what he's doing on the field and to read his body language, whether he's going to come out of a route at full speed or if he's going to come out of a route and maybe wrap the corner and show me his, numbers and maybe slow down a little bit. But, that doesn't, like I said, that doesn't make it any easier on a defense. Like, he makes everything look the same with all the different routes and the different stems that come off those routes. So he does a really good job of that. He's really smart. He's really cognizant of how he wants to run routes.
Glowing praise. He also said JSN, he thinks, is the secret sauce.
He's a special player to throw to, but, I think the secret sauce that makes it work is the other guys in that receiver room as well. The guys that are able to step up, whether they're, playing special teams or whether they're going to, have a special role for us, catching touchdowns. So, it's a really special group. JSN obviously is a huge part of it, but it definitely is a special receiver group.
Okay, so feel free to incorporate the rest of the receiver room when you're talking about this matchup between the receivers and the secondary, but I do want to start with asking you about that matchup between JSN and Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah, I'll focus on JSN to start. I think it's important that, listening to Sam talk about JSN takes me back to my old receiver days, right? And body language, understanding body language is so important. Every receiver can run any route in this league, right? But their style is like their fingerprint. Like, JSN doesn't run a route like anyone else. Like, Tyler Lockett was the most unorthodox route runner I've seen. It worked for him. So you hear the connection that Sam's talking about. He can tell when he's coming out full speed, when he's going to show the numbers. I think that's beautiful. And the way that JSN plays is such a smooth type of player. So now focus on the matchup with Gonzo. He is just like DK said, a big physical type of corner. Right? He's not a Devin Witherspoon that's very twitchy, flip the hips quickly. He relies more on getting hands on you and closing space. He's a smart football player. Like, when he sees a crossing route, he recognizes it. He gets downhill fast. He's a good tackler. He's a big boy. I think I have him listed at 6'1". When I was watching the film on him, and it felt like he was 6'3". Like, I'm watching the film, like, that's a big boy out there. Like, the way he plays is it
like a Gilmore kind of?
It's like a more talented Browner.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, long arms, gonna put hands on you, but not as technical as like a Spoon or someone who's smaller, who has to be super technical.
DK Metcalf has a corner.
Essentially, that's what it feels like when I watch him on film.
Okay.
He doesn't have many interceptions. I think he has 3 on his career. 1 his first year, 2 last year, none this year. That's not really his game. He can track the football, but he's not going for the interception. He is going to try to hit you and knock you out and play that role. He can play in the box. I've seen him line up on the second level. He's played on the edge before. He's a versatile type of player. Now, he's not like a Nicky Mamore, but he's versatile. You can move him around the bay, play inside, play outside. It's going to be a good match. It's like finesse against strength is what we're going to see. Gonzo is a strength. Jason is a finesse.
How often were you thinking of this matchup and then maybe thinking of Chris Sims saying, if they take JSN out, I wonder what's going to happen here? Like, were you starting to wonder, this matchup's really interesting? Worst case scenario, if JSN can't find a way to get open consistently, against Gonzo or the other secondary guys, well, there's Rashid Shaheed, there's Cooper Kupp.
It's so hard for me to think that JSN's not going to be able to get open. The Pats play a lot of cover 3, so he'll be working across the zone or whatnot. I don't see a corner just taking Jason out of the game. I see a corner you can make life difficult for him. If I am Christian Gonzalez, I do want to press. I do want to make this a physical game because, I mean, they got JSN listed at 6 foot. He's probably like 5'11", 185, 190. And Christian's just a big boy. So it's going to be a different type of matchup. But I think that JSN's skill set, he's great off the line of scrimmage. His body language is good at the top. He's good at getting these corners to turn their hips and go the other way. But I think Christian Gonzalez is going to be more patient. He's not going to get out of there quickly. He's going to be slow in his backpedal because he wants to collide with you. He wants that collision around 5 or 6 yards. That's his specialty. Jack up your timing, your route, try to collide with you, and jack up your rhythm.
Okay, I have a couple more that I want to get to here. Before I get back to JSN and Gonzo, someone said bold take. Already, it's not even bold take Friday yet. Bold take, deuce gets loose. When you were watching the Patriots defense, did you see something? Not that provided an opportunity. I'm sounding like I'm disrespecting their defense, but did you see a defense where you still had confidence in Seattle's receivers to find opportunities?
Yeah, they're a good defense, though. Really good defense. But if you're not going to man up, right, and they will play some man, especially down the red zone, but if you're not going to man up, the way that Kubiak calls an offense, guys are going to be open. You know, it's just, can we be accurate with the football? Can you protect Sam Darnold, and can you get the run game going? But I don't see a defense that can completely shut this team down. I see a defense that can make it difficult for them. They're so technically sound, right? Everyone's where they're supposed to be. You can tell their head coach is a defensive guy because I don't see many mistakes out there. Personnel is going to out-personnel. I think JSN can get open against anybody. I think that if you can get the run game going, the second level has to respect the run game. There are things in football to be true. Like, you can't ignore the run game if it's popular or not. So, no, a really good defense. We talked about Drake Maye. He's a really good quarterback, better than what I thought he was, honestly, after watching film. But they're not a team. You know, you said it last week. There was a Boston radio station that said, well, you know, Seahawks didn't have any superstars, right? I'm like, you're tripping. You don't watch enough Seahawks. I don't watch a lot of Patriots, but there's no one on the film other than May. Diggs has even slowed down a little bit. Gonzalez and a couple other guys that really pop. Everyone else is just so fundamentally sound and solid. That's how they got here, man. And if they can take care of the football and protect their quarterback, this could be a game.
Where's it ranking some of the best defenses that they'll have faced? Because I think on the one hand, Seattle is the toughest opponent that they're facing.
Yeah.
I would guess that JSN is the toughest receiver that they faced this year. They didn't face, Puka. I know JSN had more yards, but they didn't face Puka. There are a couple teams that they didn't face. I think JSN is going to be their biggest battle that they've had all season long. Can the same be said for Seattle?
Yeah, I'm looking at, you play the Texans early. That defense was on point. You beat them 27-19. Ironically, the Colts defense held the Hawks to 18 points. I think that this is probably the most balanced defense that the Hawks are going to play.
Yeah.
Because you look at the Rams have that just crazy potential. You know what I mean? Like 3 or 4 big plays and then things will come down a little bit. With this team, it's like they're going to just be where they're supposed to be and make you beat them. They're not going to make many mistakes.
Opportunistic.
Yep.
Try to chip away at it. Oh, there's so many matchups. I also want to get to later this week each run game for sure. I think most people are anticipating a relatively low-scoring game, a defensive showcase on either side of what makes both teams really special. And I want to know how the run incorporates for both of these offenses. It's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Still to come. We're going to take a look around some of the top trending stories in sports today, and that means we got to get to some Mariners stuff. And then at 11:30, Nate Tice of Yahoo Sports is going to join us, NFL analyst, with a lot of takeaways for either of these two teams to help set the stage for Super Bowl 60. That's all coming your way next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Doubted.
More questions about Sam Darnold.
Underestimated.
I would say 10-7.
Questioned at every turn.
The question mark on this team is the offensive line.
Well, I think it was a swing and a miss week 1.
They're trying to find exactly who they are and what they are.
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. And now we're going to the Super Bowl.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60 is on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Do you have a car sitting around collecting dust? Well, turn that car into cash at Wayscar Ford in Auburn with their vehicle profit sharing program. Here's what makes it different than anywhere else. Not only will they purchase your vehicle today and pay you right up front, but it gets better. Because once they resell your old car, they share 50% of their profit with you. I caught up with my friend Mark Clymer from Wayscar Ford in Auburn. He said their customers are loving it. They're getting top dollar for their car right up front. They're getting paid right now. And the best part is that when Mark and his team resell that vehicle, their customer is getting 50% of the profit. That 50% has now amounted to over $1 million shared with customers. It's going so well because less and less people are comfortable trying to sell their car themselves. When Wayscar Ford offers a way to get a lot more money for your car without needing to go through all the hassle and potential scams trying to sell it yourself, why would you go anywhere else? It's only at Wayscar Ford Isuzu in Auburn, wayscarford.com.
Olympic Hot Tub celebrates Seattle's star team with a massive blue and green savings blitz. Champion-level wellness at winning savings on saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges through Sunday. Go to olympichottub.com. Better you, better life. Go Seattle.
Dave Wyman here, joined by Dr. Landis from Swedish Cyberknife to talk about prostate cancer treatments. Dr. Landis, how does Cyberknife compare to surgery?
Patients who have surgery often do have to be hospitalized for a few days and have to take time off of work. They can have a catheter, they have a wound that's healing, whereas with Cyberknife, patients often don't have to take a break from work at all.
And Cyberknife is an outpatient, non-invasive treatment?
Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out, you essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
5 days total, less than an hour a day to treat prostate cancer. That really is amazing. It's almost too good to be true. What do patients say after treatment?
They tell me it's like Star Trek, where you push a button and the cancer can go away.
If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish Cyberknife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Our first Mark Challenge victory is Aaron McCoy from McCoy Home Solutions, yet another small business owner that took the First Mark Insurance Challenge. Aaron, why did you make the call to First Mark Insurance?
My company has grown to a space where we need a higher level of coverage. A couple of factors led me to say, boy, I really need to find something new, and First Mark really rang that bell.
First Mark save you and your business money?
Oh, yeah. They have decreased overall expense in a couple categories by up to 30%, coverage in a couple of areas by greater than 50%. They've offered coverage in 2 new categories that I think are pertinent for my business, and they've greatly impacted what that coverage and those margins look like.
I wish you made the call earlier.
I absolutely do. Yeah.
So if you're a small business owner that wants to take the stress of insurance off your plate, do what Aaron McCoy did for McCoy Home Solutions. Make the call to First Mark Insurance. They're your teammate that goes to work for you. FirstMarkInsurance.com.
Gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoffs gear and custom Simply original designs. Shop in-store or online and enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree now at simplyseattle.com.
Listen every day to the Bump and Stacy Show for headline rewrites. Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services. Security systems and fire alarms for every business. Bay Alarm, we got you.
Seattle thrives on innovation, and so can you with a bachelor's, master's, or certificate program from WGU's School of Business. Get your business education online on your schedule with personalized support every step of the way. Our accredited programs are built with input from industry experts and respected by employers nationwide. Are you ready to move your career forward at the speed of business? Learn more at wgu.edu.
P&D Tree Service, experts in local tree removal. Their team works fast to remove problem trees in your yard and neighborhood. Have you ever seen a tree removed by a crane? P&D Tree Services specializes in close-quarter tree removal to minimize impact on your landscaping. 24-hour emergency service. Any job, big or small. Safe, efficient, and fast. P&D Tree Service turns multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. Enjoy a clean, safe, and bright yard. PNDTreeService.com.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health. It's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Taking a look around the sports world, we are going to go to another league here. Yes, we have a lot to talk about with Super Bowl 60, but we got to talk about the Mariners. Earlier in the show, we talked about Geno Suarez signing with the Reds. Unfortunate, I know a lot of us are Geno Suarez fans, but he will not be coming back to Seattle. Now we're going to talk about the offseason, because on Saturday's Hot Stove Show, broadcasted live from Mariners Fan Fest, Mariners GM Jerry Dipoto made an exciting but cryptic remark about their offseason plans.
I will say we got our business done so early in the offseason, or most of our business done so early in the offseason, that we've been mostly bored. And we're grinding. There's one more move that we feel like is in us and that we want to make, and we've been grinding hard for the last handful of days to see if we can bring it through, and hopefully we do.
You can hear the full show on the Hot Stove podcast page. One more move. What do we think that move is?
I hope it's third base, right?
Brandon Donovan, utility guy.
I mean, that's the name that's been connected to this team so far this year. So, yeah, hopefully it's there, or just giving us a clear plan of, all right, are the young guys going to play? Give us more information with that. So that's what I'm waiting for.
Brady, what do you think the move could be? What does your gut tell you?
Well, my gut initially when I heard that news was going to be Geno Suarez coming back, but now we know that's not going to happen now because he's on the Reds. But, yeah, everything's looking towards Brendan Donovan.
Yeah.
He's the only one that's left. Ketel Marte news off to the side now. He's the only person that people are still talking about.
I think it's almost like it has to be Brandon Donovan. There's no more moves left to make, unless there's certainly, you trade for a name that none of us are thinking about because no one's aware that he's available via trade. And my guess is it wouldn't be a blockbuster if that's the case. So, yeah, it feels like you're looking to add a utility bump. You mentioned giving that runway to those young guys. Yeah, I would think that allows you to do that. Brandon Donovan gives you a lot of flexibility where you can still have Williamson get time. You can still have Young get time and Hancock whenever you bring him up. Like all your infielders, your young infielders can all get time, but also if they start to struggle or someone needs to be sent down, well, you have a veteran that knows how to get things done and fill in those gaps.
Yeah, that's the thing is you wanna give these guys room to grow, room to blossom, and not have that pressure of being an everyday type of dude, man, because they're gonna struggle. We've seen it happen. We saw Young come up and have some moments of struggle. Williamson do the same thing. It's about bringing them along properly, I guess.
One more bit of Mariners news here. On Friday, the Mariners announced that the club will honor the legacy of the 1946 Seattle Steelheads on Sundays at T-Mobile Park. In addition to wearing the Steelheads unis on home Sundays, which I think is very cool, the Mariners are launching the Steelheads Community Fund with a $500,000 commitment in support of local black-led baseball and softball organizations and community initiatives.
I like it. Seahawks. I'm so caught up on the
to be
Super
fair,
Bowl.
We've got a lot of Super Bowl stuff today. A lot of Super Bowl stuff. No, the Steelheads, they also like cool unis. The color combo.
Those are clean.
They're
I
clean.
have a Steelhead. Probably the best free hat I ever got was a Steelhead hat.
Same.
That's clean.
The one with just the S, and it's cool because I wear S as Steelheads, but S is also Stacy.
You're right.
So that's why I like it.
S is for Stacy.
Following Tennessee's 77-69 win over Auburn on Saturday, Tennessee head coach Rick Barnes asked a surprising question in his post-game press conference.
At the end of the game, some of the passes that we throw, I don't know what to say other than sometimes I wonder if my guys are betting on games. I shouldn't say that, but that's what erase that. I don't want to say that. But I just wonder what's happening. Because I know we're too good of players to do that. Was that a bad? I apologize. I shouldn't have said that.
Are players betting on games? Maybe.
Somewhere someone
Somewhere
is.
That's true.
Somewhere someone is betting.
Somewhere, I guess, yes. All right, yeah, I think so. Just once again, another gambling question. Next up, Yahoo Sports reached out to 7 Vegas odds makers. Out of the 7, guess how many picked the Seahawks to win Super Bowl 60?
5.
Correct. 7. 7 odds makers picked the Seahawks, all 7, to win Super Bowl 60. According to ESPN sports betting reporter David Purdom, more than $47 million has been staked this season on prediction market Kalshi. So people really expecting the Seahawks to get this done.
It's so it's so hard to get into that mind state, right? Like, these guys are going to win this ball game. You feel like they're going to win this ball game. After watching film, I think they're the better team. But the Pats, man, they're well coached. And I'm telling you, if Drake Maye gets hot, if Drake Maye is the Drake Maye that I saw a few weeks ago, he gets hot, the defense will be tested. But we're so much more talented on that side of the football that I think they should be able to get it done, but this is NFL.
I'm not a gambling person, so I'm always surprised when you can gamble on certain things. It feels like throwing money away. Sometimes they're fun, though. And, Matt, you found that Kalshi has, like, NFL announcer mention markets. This is when I'm like, you guys have a problem. If you are betting on NFL announcer mention markets, if you're deep into that market, get out. Save yourself. But users can trade on the probability of what play-by-play broadcasters or color analysts will or will not say. So, like, you can bet that they will or will not say Legion of Boom or Tom Brady or what is a catch? Which is weird to me.
I like that. I mean, if I could bet, I would drop a couple dollars on something like that.
Matt, what would you guess that they say during the Super Bowl at least one time?
See, I'm less interested in what they would say during the Super Bowl. I want to open up a betting market on what you two are going to say on any given show. I want to bet $100 that one of Bump's 4 Down questions is going to be anything from the previous guest. Yeah. I'm going to put money on Stacy messing up the first Hard Out to a Mariners broadcast this season.
That's rude.
What is it? I think it's safe money.
I've never in my life missed a Hard Out. Why are you laughing? I've never missed it. I've been early one time, Matt.
That's
only one
missing
time.
It. If you don't hit it, that's missing it.
One time I misread the time, and I did break 30 seconds early, and we did have 30 seconds of background music. That's not my fault. I let go and I let God.
Hard outs in radio is not a horseshoes and hand grenade situation.
It wasn't my best moment.
Exactly.
Sam Darnold. Next story.
Isn't that convenient?
Next story. Sam Darnold discussed how he's trying to treat this week like a normal game.
You know, trying to keep the routine the same throughout the week, the week leading up to the Super Bowl, and then getting a lot of game plan stuff in this week. You know, because understanding that, you know, there's going to be a lot of media, going to be some media responsibilities the week of the Super Bowl. That'll take most of some of the time that I spend studying. So I think doing some of the game plan stuff this week and really studying, doubling down on kind of what the Pats do, what they like to do defensively in certain situations, and kind of get ready as if the game were to be this upcoming Sunday.
I appreciated the transparency of Sam Darnold on with Dan Patrick saying, you want to keep things normal. We treated it like a regular week, but you also have a ton of media responsibilities, so it doesn't feel like it. He also went on to say there's a balance between you don't want to make the moment too big, but you really want to appreciate where you are.
Yeah, that's the tough part is like, yes, we are in the Super Bowl, the biggest game of the year, but let's just try to make it as normal as possible, which is almost impossible because you do have your media obligations. Everything's amplified. You're being pulled different directions, especially Sam Darnold being the quarterback of this team, right? I can imagine what his schedule looks like. It's a hard thing to do, but I think that Mike McDonald and his crew have their ways of trying to normalize this whole thing.
Oh, look, Matt, it says break at 11:23:30, and look at me now. Nate Tice of Yahoo Sports joining us next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
He's the man on the call for Super Bowl 60.
Darnold taking a shot downfield for a touchdown.
Mike Tirico, exclusively with Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports. This is your first. Oh my gosh, congrats.
It is a privilege. Only 12 other people have called the prior 59 Super Bowls. So to join that really elite fraternity is amazing, and still pinch myself. I still don't believe it's real. Maybe when I get on the air, maybe I'll realize then that it's real.
Listen to the full convo on the Seattle Sports app.
Do you have plans for the big game Sunday? You're looking to watch it with a bunch of fans as pumped as you are. Silver Casino Resort is hosting the watch party of all watch parties this Sunday. They've reserved their giant event center. It's going to be loud. It's going to be a party. If I wasn't going to the Bay, I would definitely be there. There's going to be tailgate food, vibes, all that good stuff. Free entry. Seating is limited, so make sure you get there early. You must be 21 to attend. How about plans after the game? I know everyone is looking forward to having a long holiday weekend to unwind. No better place than Silver Reef. Deluxe rooms, a full spa, and enough restaurants you can try a new meal every single day. Even get a quick 9-in if you want to at Loomis Trails Golf Course if the weather allows it. Silver Casino, head north, I-5, exit 260. I love it there. You're missing out if you've never been. If you've been there, get your butt back there this weekend. Book your stay at silverreefcasino.com.
To me, the LJ way is to provide an experience that people really enjoy being a part of.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
It's home show season. To celebrate, Lake Washington Windows and Doors is giving you 20% off and a lifetime installation warranty, plus 12 months to pay with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest financing. See us at the home shows or visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Have you considered surgery or even joint replacement? Hey, it's Dave Wyman, and before you make that decision, see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Why? Because he gives it to you straight. Dr. Wagner said my right knee needs replacement, and I appreciate his honesty and expertise. My left knee is fine right now, but the minute it isn't, I'm heading to Dr. Wagner for his expert opinion. I want to avoid another surgery, and I've heard so many patients rave about results from their 90-minute outpatient stem cell procedure with Dr. Wagner. He's a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience and has performed more than 20,000 stem cell procedures using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. People with severe osteoarthritis, even bone-on-bone, are back doing what they enjoy without pain and without surgery. Whether it's a shoulder, hip, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Here at Big Trees, we are honored to have performed work for our local professional sports teams, local colleges, numerous commercial sites, and dozens of cities, including Seattle, Tacoma, and Bellevue. While we certainly serve homeowners, Big Trees helps business owners too. Reach out to the experts at bigtreesupply.com.
Who did it best in 2025? Vote now for the Sports Stars and Story of the Year at seattlesports.org and help choose the winners of the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards, presented by Microsoft. From collegiate champions to the standouts across our professional teams, make your choice and come celebrate Washington's biggest night out for sports on March 13th. Vote now and get tickets at seattlesports.org. We'll see you there.
The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
Can you believe it?
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Ready for your next chapter? At Edmonds Village, discover independent living that's truly exceptional. Premium apartments, all-inclusive chef-prepared dining, and a vibrant community in beautiful Edmonds, Washington. Call to learn how to receive 2 free months of rent. It's time to say yes to more connection, more adventures, and more you. So tour today, reserve your spot, and start living fully on your terms. Call them now at 425-534-5100 to learn more.
Our friends at Mazda of Everett always offer you their best deals. Mazda of Everett is the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer for a reason. They sell more new Mazdas than any other dealer on the West Coast. So come check out the Mazda More to Move You sales event now. Shop over 300 new Mazda CX-5s with 0.9 financing for 60 months, available on approved credit. Located on Highway 99 in Everett, or shop MazdaofEverett.com. Based on Mazda USA's retail sales reports 2025.
Hey, it's February, and we're a month into those fitness goals and resolutions. And are you already tired of the crowded gyms and sweaty machines? Maybe you're ready to upgrade your fitness equipment in your own home. Well, I got the place and some deals for you. Hey, Brock Ewart here with my friends at Top Fitness. Right now, trade in your old treadmill and get a $500 credit to use for Precor, True, or Inspire treadmills. Top Fitness sells the best quality products available. Brands like Precor, True, Octane, Inspire Stairmaster, and much more. It's trade-in days at Top Fitness, and it's not too late to get in the best shape of your life. Top Fitness has the largest selection of home fitness equipment in the state of Washington, and their staff will truly show you why. It's no secret that everybody, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love their stores. Top Fitness has locations at Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. And remember, trade in your old treadmill and get a $500 credit today. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Now, what I need to know is coming up at 1:45, but Bump, I did get an early question from a listener saying, hey, what are the odds the Raiders, a.k.a. Tom Brady, are taking scheme and thoughts from Kubiak in this one? They want to know if you're nervous about any of that.
Nah.
Transfer of information ahead of Super Bowl 60.
Nah, we good.
Okay.
We good.
Just making sure. I wanted to pass that question along. Nate Tice of Yahoo Sports joining us right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Nate, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. I wanted to start by asking about your general anticipation for this Super Bowl. I saw some people complaining that maybe it wasn't as exciting a showdown as they would have hoped for. And I don't know why, because the Seahawks have a really cool story, and the Patriots are one of the most well-known football brands, so I'm not sure what anyone's complaining about here. But how do you feel about the matchup itself when you found out it was going to be these two teams?
Isn't that funny? It's just no one's happy with anything. When it was the Chiefs getting Super Bowl after the Super Bowl, everyone's complaining about that, too much exposure, the refs help them. And then we get two fresh names. I mean, really they are, because it's not the Brady, Belichick Patriots, and it's not even the, Pete Carroll Seahawks and the Legion of Boom. It's a whole new thing.
And suddenly it's boring.
No, I think it. But I think it's a great matchup because you got probably the best team in the NFL, probably the best team in the NFL, which I think is the Seahawks. But also the Patriots have Drake Maye and literally the most explosive passing game in the NFL. And I don't see how when two offenses go against each other that are so explosive throwing the ball, that are willing to kind of play offense like kind of structurally sound. It's not gimmicky. And on top of it, you have, Seahawks obviously have the best defense. But then Patriots have a bunch of interesting names, too. Like up front, they have Milton Williams, Christian Barmore, on top of other players that they have on that defense. They have two good corners. There's just a lot of, I think it's just names that have been driven because of the team success that's been happening with the Chiefs and the Eagles and the 49ers to that extent. So I think it's kind of getting underrated what the Super Bowl could be because I think it's two very fun teams.
Hey, how have you seen Sam Darnold grow this year, and how have you seen Drake grow? I haven't watched a lot of Patriots film until recently, and I love watching Drake throw the football. I mean, when he's on point, he's on point. So how have both of them grown this year?
You and me both. Drake Maye and Sam Darnold are two quarterbacks that I've liked as prospects and now as pros. I think both of them, starting with Sam, I think you can really see Sam Darnold's growth if you just look at the sacks he hasn't taken. I think the fact that he is scrambling and taking sacks at the lowest rates of his career speaks to how much comfort he has in the offense, and that makes sense. Klint Kubiak, that's a reason why they went out and signed him. I also think that you see one of the things with Sam, I think all Seahawks fans have noticed this, is just what a good athlete he is throwing on the move, especially to his left. And you see I think there's been a couple moments where he's toned down the aggression and letting kind of the aggression come to him, like a baseball player kind of learning what pitches to take and what pitches to just swing it out of their shoes on. I was going to bring up Josh Naylor, but he's actually a very smart hitter, so maybe not the best comparison there. No, but I would say, and then Drake Maye has been a guy that I was super high on as a prospect. I just not to my own horn, but he was my favorite prospect since Andrew Luck at the quarterback position. I thought he was a no-brainer. He kind of hit this no-brainer stats a little earlier than even I anticipated. But his underneath accuracy has just been such a revelation this year. I think he is such a walking, talking, explosive play machine, whether it's throwing the ball or running the ball. Seeing him just tidy up some of the timing stuff underneath has been where I've seen a lot of growth. That comes with the offense, and it kind of shows Josh McDaniels runs a little bit of everything with Maye because he trusts Maye to find the right answer and get there on time. So it's been cool to see it. You can project that, but to see it on film, see it happen down after down, that's real growth from a young quarterback.
Now, it's good for me, right? Good for business if the Seahawks win. So I sure hope this happens. But that being said, your outlet, Yahoo Sports, reached out to a bunch of odds makers. I think they talked to 7 different odds makers in Vegas, and all 7 picked Seattle to win this game. Is this something where we're all overlooking something with New England that could end up being a massive challenge for Seattle, or do you see this as a very true mismatch?
I think the Seahawks are the better overall team, but having said that, I also think the Patriots have a couple things that align, like that could give the Seahawks some issues. I think the biggest issue this whole year for the Seahawks has been the right guard at offensive lines and a little bit Sundell at center, especially when they have to drop back and pass. And the strength of the Patriots defense, I mentioned the guys already before, are the 2 defensive tackles / DNs that they have. I'll just say defensive linemen that they have, and Tonga, who's the 3rd defensive lineman that could really give the Seahawks some issues. The Rams created a lot of pressure on Darnold last week, and Darnold answered, just wonderfully. I say last week. Yeah, it was last week. Wonderfully. It feels like it was a year ago. But just was able to find those answers. The JSN touchdown at the end of the half is a great example of that. But that's also could lead to Darnold maybe not having as much success. I also think if you create a lot of 3rd and longs on Sam, the Seahawks offense is the 2nd lowest conversion rate on 3rd and longs, which is 3rd and 7+. And the Patriots do a really good job on 3rd down. They are the best 3rd down team, 3rd down defense this year, including the playoffs. And they're the best 3rd down defense this year on 3rd and long. So it's one of those, whoever wins the early downs, which the Patriots very well could on defense, that, JSN's going to get some explosives. There's going to be some of those. But I actually think there are some people overlooking it. I've actually have been leaning towards a Patriots cover as my way of kind of saying hedging it, because I believe the spread is 5.5. I think they're going to muck it up and make it a little dirtier than some of these other teams that the Seahawks have just found their way with. But I do think the Seahawks are the better team, and push came to shove, I would pick them as well. But I do think the Patriots do have a lot more strength than people I realize that. On top of sorry, I can keep going on and on about this, but Drake Maye can also push the ball, which is the one thing that can maybe give issues to the Seahawks defense that's so well coached and so good, is that extended plays and plays down the field. The DBs for the Seahawks play very top down. Their eyes are downward. They saw people off down at 5 yards, at 7 yards, but they can get beat over the top. You saw that a little bit against the Rams in their last 2 matchups. Drake Maye is willing to push it. Now, he doesn't have Devontae Adams or Puka Nacua, but he does have a play style that can give the Seahawks defense a little bit of issue. So I think they're more of a live dog than they're getting credit for right now. I'd say this on a Seattle show, so I'm sorry, guys. I did have you guys winning the NFC West and winning a playoff game, and I was probably the only national guy to do that. So I should get some leeway here.
We got your back for the next 10 minutes. We got your back. Hey, I'm watching film. Diggs does not look like the same receiver from years ago, right? I think he's changed his game a little bit, working more in the slot, not as explosive. But how would you describe his game? What have you seen out of Diggs this year?
He's kind of a crafty old man game. If you could recall Chris Carter at the end of his career, he became kind of a real crafty slot player. I'm not comparing him to Chris Carter, but I'm saying just as far as how he's turned into more of a power slot, is what I like to call him, more of just a guy that lives in that 8 to 12 yard area, 5 to 9 yard area, where he can catch a lot of stick routes, underneath routes, a lot of win routes. They like to call it the juke route. The Patriots will run it once or twice a game. That's kind of not using his, he's lost some speed, as people do as they get older. And I think his feel for space gets to shine in the slot. I do say that is probably the toughest spot to target the Seahawks defense is from the slot. I think the Seahawks have a clear advantage because of course they have a man of worry, but they also have Witherspoon that can play in the slot. They can do a lot of rotation stuff with their safeties and handle slot play. So I actually think the Seahawks have an advantage there where Diggs isn't very explosive anymore. He's more of a guy that just moves the chains, more of an efficient receiver as far as explosives. Explosives for the Patriots offense come usually through Pop Douglas, Kyle Williams a little bit, but also Kayshon Boutte, who wins more with size and kind of some craftiness as well. Diggs is more the efficient, kind of Cooper Kupp in their offense, really. That's kind of my best comparison for him. A little more juice, but kind of the same kind of usage now.
When you are the head coach of a team that gets in the Super Bowl, you're not the only one responsible for it, but you are responsible for a nice chunk of it. What's impressed you most about what Mike Macdonald's been able? I mean, I know I could ask the same for Vrabel, but we all know the answer. With Mike Macdonald, it's a slightly different situation because he inherited a team that had for so many years been stable, though not necessarily seen as a true contender. So what has really impressed you about what he's been able to do?
Really, it's just complete team football. A lot of coaches want to say they want to play complementary football, but then also moving on, and I think this is getting to my point with hiring Klint Kubiak, was having the kind of confidence to move on with an offensive coordinator hire, an offensive line coach hire after 1 year, and not just doubling down on maybe okay, this isn't working, we'll just split and moving on from Grubb. And I think finding we are reworking this defense, adding loads of defensive linemen, which is a personnel thing, but also everyone wants to copy the Mike Macdonald defense. And if you see any articles about that, I kind of laugh because they run everything. And and this is what Mike Macdonald ran in Baltimore as well. It's hard to say copy that defense when it's so well coached and so well schemed that no matter who steps in, is always going to be lined up in the right spot, never going to be put in bad position. And you see that time and time again with the Seahawks defense. And I think that's just what's so impressive, that he's now done that in 2 stops that I've seen in the NFL. And a lot of guys can say that, but he can find and work that defense and work those DBs to what they want. And also just getting the offense to, this is some Josh Schneider as well, but having the confidence to go, hey, Sam Darnold's going to work in this offense. We have enough. We're going to go Grades Able in the first round. We're going to rework this offensive line. Like, you see, the draft picks all made sense to me, which I think is alignment of what the coaches wanted, McDonald, and also what Schneider wanted. And you can see just how well everybody's plays their best football with the Seahawks right now. And I think that JSN, everybody, that starts with the top. That starts at McDonald. And it impresses me just how well-versed everybody is in schemes that are pretty complex on offense and defense. And, again, that starts at the top.
Rumors are all around us. Kubiak supposedly going to the Vegas Raiders. He's going to take that offense with him. And it concerns me a bit because I feel like Sam is such in a good place right now. What do you think the move should be? Do you think that McDonald should look within to promote someone, stay with the Shanahan tree? If you were making the decisions, what would you do?
My out left field would be like, hey, Arthur Smith, how dry is that ink on your Ohio State contract? That would be my one, because I think he would be an interesting guy that would be some schematic fit as far as how they like to run the ball with a lot of zone and the play action stuff and the boot scheme off of that. As far as like someone, he's going to, McDonald's shown already that he's willing to go to different trees. I mean, Grubb and Kubiak are different trees. I think this guy is he studies the league and he studies college. And I think that's so interesting with him. So I almost don't want to hype anyone up, because I want to see who he hires, because he might just impress me with who he goes with. So Smith is somebody from the Shanahan tree is going to work so well at Darnold, but it doesn't have to be literal. It can be a McVay guy. It can be somebody from Chicago or somebody from Detroit. Maybe not Detroit, because they've already been plucked off, but even somebody from those schemes that do a lot of boot and play action. But really the guy that comes to mind is Arthur Smith. I think Shieldhouse with the Rams is getting promoted, so I don't think that's a guy you can pluck off with the promise of calling plays. You can look internally. I know Jake Peets is on that staff. I just want to think some other coaches on that staff as well. But I think anybody from that tree is an easy answer. But I think McDonald's going to be he knew Kubiak might get plucked off. So I think that he's not going to be surprised, and probably has a little short list that he can work off as well. So anybody that has it doesn't have to be run first, but anybody that uses a decent amount of bootlegs that puts Darnold on a move would be a good transition. To me, that's Arthur Smith, but who knows? If that might just be me fantasy booking, as they like to say in wrestling.
There are several things with both of these teams to feel confident in heading into Super Bowl 60. What's one question you have for either side here?
Oh, man. Really, I just want to see how the Patriots defense, I would just ask, how are you guarding JSN? I think JSN is just so impressive, and with Kubiak and finding him and opening up opportunities for him. And last week, they moved him back into the slot more after he'd been outside receiver more this week. So really, I would just be if I had one question where they had to answer me, where I'm hey, you have to tell me exactly what you're doing. What's the JSN plan for the Patriots defense? They've been such a heavily game-planned defense this playoffs. They blitz a ton on 3rd and 4th down, which could be a little thorn in their side. But if you blitz, that might leave one-on-one opportunities to JSN. So are you playing more passive and just double guarding him with some of the old Belichick stuff? Or is there going to be a changeup that they throw in there? So that's really the one thing I'm excited to see answered. But I'm also excited to see what they come up with and whether it works as well. Because JSN, as we all know, has just been so tremendous this year and such a driver of that Seahawks offense and their success.
What do you think Vrabel's done to really master this turnaround? You can look at the schedule. People can complain and say the Patriots didn't play anybody. You still had to win these ball games. What are you hearing about Vrabel and his approach that has really allowed the Patriots to get back to where they're used to being?
I think what's been impressive, and Vrabel is probably the epitome of this, is that he's a football coach. He's a ball coach, not just a position coach. Like he's in the nitty gritty. I think McDonald gets this as well. He's a football junkie as well. Ben Johnson from Chicago, I think gets this. Dan Campbell, these guys, they might have different ways to go about it, but like Vrabel and Dan Campbell don't have to argue. No one has to argue that they're tough people and tough-minded guys and gruff and yada yada. But I do think what gets underrated about them is how smart they are. I think Vrabel has earned my respect as just being so good with game management and clock management stuff that I think that finding those 1% advantages or finding those anytime in these tight games to make the most advantage of it, that's just something that I think is getting more limelight now. But it is something that's been cool to watch throughout his career, that this guy just loves ball, and it's not just the X's and O's. It's not just, let's go knock out a fullback in Oklahoma drill. It's more also just the game and clock management aspect, which is part of being a head coach. He's a true CEO head coach. He gets everybody aligned. I think also just getting the offense and defense. When the defense had some injuries, the offense had to be more aggressive. When it was kind of an ugly game like against Denver or Houston, they played complementary football. The special teams have had good moments. Also, did not mention the Seahawks special teams. Also, as a credit to McDonald as well and Jay Harbaugh, the tremendous special teams unit too. But that speaks to both these coaches that they've weaponized, finding advantages in what they call the third phase, which is special teams. So it's being a complete head coach and not just a play caller, which is nothing wrong with that, but being a guy that just truly is being a ball coach. I think it's impressed me when he was in Tennessee, but it's impressed me more in these huge games that were so tight and not really having a full advantage, like where they're like the more dominant team. They won, but it wasn't like they had a lot of fun in the divisional round against the Texans, and the Chargers gave them a fist fight as well. And of course the snow game last week. So just week after week being, finding a way to win, which it's a cliche, but it makes sense a lot with what Vrabel's doing in New England.
We have a texter who says, "Oh my God, I love this guy. He knows all the moves the team has made," which is always nice to hear when we have national voices. But you know a ton about every team. Football 301, fantastic. Listen, what do you have coming out this week where people can find more?
Oh, a whole bunch of stuff here at Yahoo. We'll have a couple shows on Football 301. Tuesday will be some superlative lesson kind of show, but then Thursday we'll have our big Super Bowl preview. Matt Harmon, Charles McDonald join me for that. And then we'll do the Sunday live show to recap everything that happens in Seahawks Patriots. But yeah, a whole bunch of stuff happening here at Yahoo as well.
Can't wait to listen. He is Nate Tice of Yahoo Sports. Thanks, Nate.
Thanks, Nate.
Thanks for having me.
Have a good one. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down bump, who will need to have a big game on Sunday? What's happening Sunday?
It's a big football game.
Oh, okay.
The big game. Some people call it because they don't have the rights to say the words.
Soup. Or bowl.
I can say this every week, but looking at the Patriots film, I love the way they use their tight ends. They get them open down in the red zone. So I'm looking at Nick Moore, like he needs to have another big game. Like he is a Swiss Army knife. He's the guy that kind of unlocks this defense. I know it's not inspiring. It's not like shocking, like, oh, Nick Moore needs to have a big game. But the way that they use their tight ends, especially on these drags and corner routes, is impressive. They like to bootleg the opposite way, throw across the field. Tight ends are going to be big. And I think that Nick Moore needs to have 1 or 2 big plays and to really set the tone for us.
Hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. First touchdown scored by either team is by a tight end.
You think so?
I just think it's fun.
Think it's fun?
I just think it's fun.
All right.
You're not, no? You're going JSN.
No, I'm going K9.
Ooh, okay.
K9.
Okay.
Run that thing.
Second down. How should the defense attack Drake Maye?
I don't think they should blitz him too much. I just don't think he's a smart quarterback. When he sees the pressure, he chains protection, he throws into the blitz, something that you're supposed to do. I mean, every now and then you're gonna have to roll the dice and get after him, but he's capable of making those big plays that we were just talking about with Tice. He can throw the football a mile. He's got a pass of 72. He's got a 53, a 58, another 52. They can push the ball down the field. They will take their shots, like Tice was just talking about. So, no, I think you got to be smart with your blitz. I think you have to come from depth to kind of confuse this offensive line. But I don't think you should be too aggressive. I don't think they have to be too aggressive because of their defensive line. Just be sticky on the back end, man. It's like you want Drake to have to make 5 just remarkable throws and catch by your receiver. You don't want to give him anything easy because they're capable of making some big plays, man. Kyle Williams, he's a Coug. He's one of the fastest guys on the football field. You got Booty over there as well, Douglas. So if I'm coach, all right, which I'm not, but if I am coach, early, I'm sitting back and I'm trying to see what Drake can do and what this defensive line can do. But eventually, you're going to have to get after him.
Someone said, I hope we hear more about New England this week. You're in luck. We're not just, they said, regurgitating Seahawks stuff we know. Not just that. We are going to be, Bump is watching so much film, it's disgusting. I already know, looking over his shoulder on the plane, I'm several seats back in business class, that you're going to be watching a lot of film. So don't you worry. Third down. What stat is misleading?
I'm looking up numbers for the Patriots, and it says they are 33% conversion rate in the red zone the last 3 games. And we know that Drake Maye has struggled a bit the last 3 games. But I also went back and watched all of his touchdowns. And they're creative in the red zone. They find ways to get guys open. There are a couple concepts where you're faking a screen, you're throwing up top to a tight end, you get your drag going across the middle of the field. They're a bit more creative than that number gives you leads you to be. You see that 33%, you think that they struggle in there. Last 3 games have been a struggle, but listen, the weather is going to be better in California. They're going to have a couple days or 2 weeks of rest. Drake's arm's going to be feeling better. I'm hyping myself up, man. I'm getting more and more scared of the Patriots every time I watch film, but they are creative in the red zone. Play action, boot, rollouts, all that good stuff. They find ways to get digs to football in the red zone, do the little Devontae Adams type stuff, little quick screens and slants. No, that 33%, I saw that number and I'm like, well, the film don't look like that. The film does not feel like 33% because, again, when Drake is on point, he is on point.
I'd be curious about like the total number of third downs faced all season long. You know what I mean? Like if you're playing horrible teams and you're converting on second, you're getting a lot of first downs a game. Maybe the third down numbers aren't amazing, but fourth down. Anything from Nate Tice?
You ready, Matt? This is what I got from Tice, okay? Arthur Smith. I saw a texter texting that name as well. Arthur Smith, same kind of tree from the Shanahan or whatnot. Tice also said explosive throwing the football. I can't agree more. They will toss the football down the field. They had the best third down defense so far, and I like the way that he described Stephon Diggs. He's the crafty old man. That's exactly what he is. Now, he's not old. He's probably like 30 or something like that, but in football years, he's coming off an injury, but he's still effective. He's going to be that underneath guy to get the football, let the youngest go on the outside and run 50 yards down the field. He also said that he likes this matchup. You know, I think obviously there's sexier matchups, right? Maybe throw LA in there or some other team. But no, I like this matchup because I think that it shows 2 coaches, which he described as football guys. These Mike McDonald and Vrabel are both football guys. And I love it, man. I think that this is going to be a disciplined type of game. There's not going to be, I don't see too many huge plays being made in this game. It's going to be tight for a little bit, but I think eventually the Hawks are going to pull this off. But I love just the character of these 2 teams, right? Hard-nosed, blue-collar type teams getting after. So I'm excited for this one.
Someone said the odds are 7 to 8% for tight end scoring the first touchdown in a Super Bowl, historically around 8.4% in former Super Bowls. That's not great, okay? But look, anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
Hunter Henry did a lot for me this year in fantasy football. I thank him for his service. Appreciate you, my guy. Can't have you scoring any in this one, but I think tight ends could end up being a factor.
Hey, they use them.
You did get a question from a listener. Speaking of wide receivers, they said, hey, in Super Bowl 49, the Super Bowl we do not speak of, but Chris Matthews ended up becoming like a huge factor and kind of like out of nowhere when he was not necessarily the wide receiver we were talking about heading into that one. And this listener said, what are the odds that we're all talking about JSN or maybe Diggs on the other side or Hunter Henry, but it ends up being a receiver that none of us are talking about that finds some real opportunities. Like, what if it's a Jake Bobo game?
I mean, Bobo has had 2 big plays in 2 games. That 3rd and 10 caught a slant, and obviously that corner post touchdown late in the game. It could be, man. I mean, this is when you have those moments. You know, who won the MVP the first game? Was it Malcolm Smith for the Hawks? Was that his name? Linebacker?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like
I mistakenly called him Malcolm Butler. I'm very sorry for that. I'm very sorry.
It could be. I mean, that's ideally you need someone to have that type of game. You need your balls to ball, but there's always going to be 1 or 2 guys who show up and do something special. Yeah, I can see it happening.
Washington's biggest night out for sports is almost here, the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards. The star-studded event brings together athletes and icons behind our favorite teams and unforgettable moments. Be part of history and cast your vote for the men's and women's sports stars of 2025, representing the best of Washington sports. You can also vote for Sports Story of the Year. Voting is open now through Valentine's Day, February 14th. Head to seattlesports.org and make your voice heard. The winners will be announced live at the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards presented by Microsoft on Friday, March 13th. Don't miss out. Vote now and be part of the celebration. Aaron Schatz of FTN Fantasy joining us for a preview next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Doubted.
More questions about Sam Darnold.
Underestimated.
I would say 10-7.
Questioned at every turn.
The question mark on this team is the offensive line.
Well, I think it was a swing and a miss week 1.
They're trying to find exactly who they are and what they are.
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. And now we're going to the Super Bowl.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots sing Super Bowl 60 is on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Well, this week's First Mark Challenge victory goes to Dan. Dan, why did you call First Mark Insurance?
I had the same insurance company for 30 years and just accepted all the premium increases as inflation or feeling tethered to them because I have earthquake coverage and was uncertain about being able to get that anywhere else. But when I talked to Ken at First Mark, wow, he came back with bigger umbrella policy, better earthquake coverage, which I didn't think was possible. And when he came down with the premium number, it was a no-brainer. We were saving over $2,500 a year. Don't wait, because it's annoying to think of what I could have done with that money over the last 10 years had I done something sooner.
Well, Dan did it. My family did it. You got to do it, and it's totally free. Take the First Mark Challenge today. See how much money they can save you and how much better your coverage will get. Maybe you will be the next First Mark Challenge victory that I get to talk to as well. Simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com, firstmarkinsurance.com.
Every season is a little bit different here in Washington, but I'll tell you what, the amount of rain never seems to change in the winter, and we have sure gotten a ton of it this season. All that rain, all that water, it's all got to go somewhere. And if it makes its way into your crawl space, that's when it can create all sorts of problems, including real structural damage, which could really affect your home. But more importantly, for the health of your family, the water in that crawl space could create toxic mold, and that has serious health repercussions. Thankfully, we have Crawl Pros. They can come in and keep your crawl space dry, install a sump pump and drainage, and reroute that water back out and away from your home. They'll also take care of any mold that may have been created. Don't take the risk. It's too important. The best way to learn if you have any water is to ask Crawl Pros to visit your home and inspect your crawl space for free. Crawl Pros will go where you don't want to. So if you're worried about water damage, mold, insulation issues, or anything else related to your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SOUND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SOUND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SOUND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state law.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Shop now for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
6 days until Super Bowl 60.
And this is the only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks and Patriots in the Super Bowl. KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Seahawks have touched down in Santa Clara for the Super Bowl, but in news elsewhere from the NFC West, the Rams have signed Sean McVay and GM Les Snead to a multi-year contract extension. It remains to be seen whether or not Matthew Stafford is back for future plans, though. McVay told NFL Network he's, quote, keeping his fingers crossed that the 37-year-old will return.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Aaron Schatz of FTN Fantasy joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Aaron, how's it going?
Hey, I'm doing well, guys. I'm doing well. I've got a ton of stat tidbits. Now I just have to get past my writer's block and turn them into an actual article.
Best of luck. I don't envy you with that one. I'm glad you have all those stats ready, though, because a request that we've had from listeners today is we need to know more about New England. We already know everything we need to know about the Seahawks, though I'm sure fans wouldn't love hearing good things about Seattle, but we need to know more about the Patriots. I think people are starting to feel a little nervous here, Aaron, just for some background info. So I'm going to start by asking just where New England, to you, has the advantage on Sunday.
Well, the first thing that's important about New England is that, yes, their schedule was very easy during the regular season. It was the third easiest schedule that I've measured in my numbers going back to 1978. But they are playing much better now than they were early in the season. I have two ratings, one that measures the whole year and one that's weighted towards recent games. And the Patriots had the biggest difference between the two ratings of any playoff team ever. So all their good play is stuffed late in the year, and they're playing well lately. And that is what does make them dangerous, even though Seattle is really good. And the thing they've been doing the most is blitzing. They are up to blitzing 41% of the time in the postseason, which is a little bit of a problem because Sam Darnold was not very good against the blitz this year.
Yeah, he's struggled a bit. I saw that it was like 41 and 43% blitz the last couple of games. It's crazy. I expect him to get after Sam a little bit. How do you think their approach should be when it comes to JSN? People are always saying you got to bracket them, put a safety over the top, but I feel like he's still going to be able to get loose. How do you think the Patriots are going to handle that?
They're going to get him loose. Because if you think about it, if they shut him down for like a quarter, Kubiak will just put him in the backfield or they'll put him in the slot. He's not a good matchup for Marcus Jones, who's the nickel slot cornerback. Christian Gonzalez is definitely their best corner. He's their best well-known corner. But he has not specifically traveled with the opposing number one receiver as much as he did in previous years. So if the Patriots want to make it so Gonzalez is always on JSN, they're going to have to sort of change their tendencies. And plus that opens things up for Carlton Davis on the other side, led the Patriots in pass interference penalties. And I feel like Shaheed is a deep pass interference penalty waiting to happen.
A take that I have seen, and I wanted to ask you about, goes thusly. Well, the Patriots have already faced the two best defenses, and Seattle is behind those two in like yards allowed. And so therefore they've gone through the gauntlet and Seattle's defense is comparatively going to be easier. I disagree with that, but I wanted to ask you how you felt about the difficulty level in facing Seattle compared to the last two defenses they faced.
I'm not going to give my whole spiel about why yards allowed is a terrible way to measure defenses. If people want to reach out to me on social media, I will do the spiel. By my numbers, Seattle is the best defense in the league, period. Houston, awesome. Number two, absolutely. And Houston is more like they have the players, whereas Seattle, they have the players, but it's deeper and they're schemed up more than the Houston defense. There's no question. During the regular season, they only faced one defense that was in my top 10 in DVOA, and that was Cleveland. In the playoffs, all four defenses the Patriots face, including Seattle, are top 10, but Seattle is number one. So they have not been tested like this yet, and Drake Maye has not played that well against these good defenses. He's got a good excuse last week because it was snowing sideways in the second half, but still, he has not played great against these defenses, unlike, say, Matthew Stafford, who lit up the Seahawks.
Yeah, it's Drake Maye is interesting to me because you look at these last three games and you look at the numbers and he struggled a bit. But when you put on the film from the regular season, I mean, he looks really good. What's your favorite part about Drake Maye's game?
One is that the mobility is something that you haven't seen from a Patriots quarterback. It's very different than from Brady. Frankly, it's different from even the year of Cam Newton because Cam Newton was more about like planned runs. But then also just the throws. The guy makes these amazing, incredible throws. When he first, for people who don't know, I live in New England and I go to Patriots games. When he had his first start against Houston last season, he hit a touchdown pass to Kayshon Boutte at the end of the first half that basically had everyone looking at each other and going, well, there you go. That's the guy. Like one throw was enough to do it. We were like, okay, they've got their quarterback for the next 12 years. They're set. So he just makes amazing throws.
Tell me about what you see with the Seahawks against explosive pass plays, because it felt like they had really locked it down, and then came Matthew Stafford, who apparently him and the Rams had no problem getting those explosives. What do you see from Seattle, and what does that mean going into a matchup against a guy who can throw it pretty effortlessly downfield?
Yeah, there's a good chance that it is a first, a one-time blip.
Yeah.
Right? Because they were very good against the explosives all year. But there's no question that, you can have it if you get it open. And Maye is really good. He's very accurate with the deep throw. He's got good receivers. Kayshon Boutte, especially, very underrated, was a guy who was a five-star recruit and then didn't play that well in college, so he dropped to the sixth-round pick, but now he looks like a five-star recruit again. The thing Seattle has not stopped is stopping explosive runs. They allow the fewest percentage of explosive runs of any defense in the league. They are the second best tackling defense in the league on runs. And I think Patriots fans are waiting for the big Travion Henderson run, and they'll probably still be waiting when the game is over because Seattle just does not allow those.
I think it's important that obviously the run game is going for the Seahawks, and K9's been doing this thing as of late. How have you seen, or do you have a number that just describes how the run game for the Hawks have evolved over this season?
I mean, it's more a number that's about what Walker is like compared to Charbonnet. Walker was number one in avoided tackle rate as tracked by my site, FTN Fantasy. So that's the thing, is he's just really good at avoiding tackles. And therefore, he's a very boom-bust running back, right? I think all the Seattle fans know Charbonnet was the dude who got the 3s and 4s. Walker's the guy who gets the long runs but also gets stopped. Now, the problem with that is if you have a lead in the fourth quarter. If you have a lead in the fourth quarter, you don't want the boom and bust. You want the guy who gets 3s and 4s. So that's a little bit of a problem if they have a lead in the fourth quarter. But Walker's been very good, and their running game has been very good.
I wanted to go back to a tweet that you posted. This was ahead of the AFC Championship game. Credit to you for noting that New England's defense had been hotter than Denver's. And it's not that Denver's was bad, but you pointed to their DVOA, or specifically against the pass, just that New England had kind of made up the difference and then surpassed Denver. You mentioned in this interview that New England's getting hotter, has gotten better at the right time. About defensively, where they've gotten better, how much better they look. What do you see? What's impressed you most?
Yeah, I mean, they're better against the run, but they're much better against the pass. It's really the pass defense, the pass pressure. The blitzing has worked. The cornerback play is better. Carlton Davis better in the second half of the season. Christian Gonzalez better in the second half of the season. The safeties, really underrated. No one really talks about Jalen Hawkins, was a free agent pickup. Woodson was I think a fourth-round pick out of Cal. He's a rookie. No one really talks about those guys. They play really well. So overall, the pass defense has just improved a lot. But while it had caught up to Denver, it has not caught up to Seattle.
What type of game supports a Seahawk win, and what type of game supports a Patriots win?
The Patriots win. I mean, first of all, both of these teams, the Seahawks are really good on every part of special teams. The Patriots have a really great punt returner. So obviously, if one of these teams breaks a punt return touchdown, that's a big help. Obviously, turnovers always play a big role. Other than that, I think the main storyline of a Patriots win will be that they blitzed incessantly and they turned Darnold back into the seeing ghosts guy. I think if they win the game, that is going to be yes, Stafford lit up the Seahawks defense. It is really hard to see a good chance of May lighting up the Seahawks defense. I think it's more likely that if the Patriots win, it's because they get to Darnold and they cover JSN, and Seattle can't score enough points, and the Patriots score 3 touchdowns or something, not 5 or 6, 2 or 3. And then a Seattle win is kind of everything else. I mean, they're so good and they're so well-rounded that if they just play their game, they should win.
It's hard to imagine that there would be a stat or something about a team you wouldn't know. You do so much research, very thorough research on all of these teams throughout the course of the season. That being said, it's the Super Bowl. I'm sure you took extra time to be like, well, let's unearth every stone here. Is there anything you learned about either of these two teams where you thought, wow, I don't know how I missed that one. That's kind of shocking. Anything just really surprising about either of these two that seems especially impressive or cool or even worrisome?
Oh, absolutely. So play action passing, right? Obviously, huge part of the Seattle offense. Darnold was second or third best quarterback in the league this year on play action passing. The Patriots are the number 1 defense against play action passing since week 10, including the playoffs. So that is a real strength against strength that kind of surprised me, that the Patriots are actually number 1 since week 10. A lot of these defensive stats for the Patriots look very different if you look since week 10. I'll give you another example. Out-breaking routes, quick outs, deep outs, corner routes. Darnold is much better at those than he is at in-breaking routes. The Patriots were 29th against those routes for the year, but 7th if you look since week 10. It's just another example of how their defense really improved in the second half of the season in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's the Patriots they're an interesting story to me because you respect what's going on over there. You take into account the schedule or whatnot. You still got to win these ball games. But just the effect that Vrabel's had on that organization, it's been great. So I look at the two matchups between the coaches, Mike McDonald and Vrabel. Who do you think has the edge? Is it Vrabel because he's been around the block a few times, or do you feel like Mike has something for him?
Well, listen, I'm an analytics guy, and we're obsessed with fourth downs. And there's no question that one of the negatives about McDonald is that he's very conservative on fourth downs. So when it comes to in-game decision-making, I prefer Vrabel. But what McDonald is great at is the scheming of that defense, and he's built that defense into the best defense in the league. And that doesn't change in the Super Bowl. Like, it's been that way. It's been that way all year, right? So that's his strength. I can also tell you, listen, I don't know what McDonald's known like in the locker room, but I'm sure he's very well regarded. The reporters around here feel like this team has better chemistry than even the Brady teams. Like, these guys are really like each other, and they really have that all-for-one spirit that, that the Patriots teams of the early dynasty were really known for. And so Vrabel has done a really great job of sparking that within them, which is, obviously very positive and not something that a stat guy can measure, but it's there.
Before I let you go, I wanted to ask a quick follow-up on those fourth downs. I am positive that you guys all talked about Sean Payton's decision. Is there ever a discussion within the analytics community about when people mistake plain boldness from an analytically minded decision? Like, when do you think it's not wise to go for it?
The Payton decision is interesting because there are two major freely available models, and they disagreed. One of them felt he should kick a field goal. The other one felt he should go for it. I liked the decision to go for it. You have to remember that the weather report was calling for flurries in the second half. We did not know how bad the snow and wind were going to get in the second half. Yeah. If you knew how bad that snow and wind were going to get, you would have kicked the field goal.
I just wanted to follow up with that. I was like, I got to ask him about this fourth down before we let him go. Here's Aaron Schatz of FTN Fantasy. I know that game's in the rear view, but we're still looking ahead to Super Bowl 16. We thank you for your time previewing this one with us. Have a good one, Aaron.
Thanks, Aaron.
Hey, thanks. Hope everybody enjoys the game. Hope it's a good one.
Thank you. Bye. It is a Reaction Monday, powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, real
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
The Cardinals have hired Rams OC Mike LaFleur as their new head coach. What's the real headline?
Boy, no one can keep an offensive coordinator these days.
A young one, too. He's 38. That's the trend, right? Get a young coordinator and see if he can change the game for you. Obviously, he has experience, was with the Rams from 23 to 25. Before that, he's with the Jets, with the Niners, with the Falcons, with the Browns. He's made a climb fairly quickly, so we'll see how it goes over there. First impressions are going to be important there. All right, that speech needs to be on point because Gannon let us down last time.
We opened with the Klint Kubiak report, but because we're not going to spend a ton of time later in the show, I am going to ask a repetitive question. Is this a distraction, in your opinion, in any way for the team?
Kubiak? Mm-hmm. No, they're good. His name's been floating around for weeks now. Mm-hmm. I mean, people talk. He got social media. He went and did his thing, interviewed virtually, I believe he said. No, he's been game planning. He's been game planning for the Super Bowl more than he's been going on interviews to be a head coach. I think these guys will be fine. Eyes on the prize. We'll be all right.
Headline rewrites.
Former Mariner Geno Suarez signed with the Reds over the weekend on a one-year, $15 million contract. What's the real headline?
In case anyone forgot, Brendan Donovan is still available.
Hey,
Just
make
something
a move.
to keep an eye on.
Make a move, man. Come on, let's go get it. It's either that or you letting the young guys grow and do their thing. I prefer to have a veteran there to kind of spell those guys and not rely on a youngster so heavily. But it is what it is. It sounds like, was there a clip that we heard where Hollander was like, we've pretty much done everything already?
Well, we have Jerry DiPoto from the Hot Stove Show, the one where he says we have one more move.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here's that one.
You know, I will say we got our business done so early in the offseason, or most of our business done so early in the offseason, that we've been mostly bored, and we're grinding. You know, there's one more move that we feel like is in us and that we want to make, and we've been grinding hard for the last handful of days to see if we can bring it through, and hopefully we do.
That was from Saturday's Hot Stove Show, broadcasted live from Mariners Fan Fest.
All right, well, I think we know what that one move can be.
Sure feels like it.
Let's just get her done now. But, you know, they move at their own pace.
Yeah.
And it's nice to hear that they're not done. I mean, there's not too much that they can do. He's right. They have really done all the heavy lifting earlier. So just get it done already. Let's get it moving.
Geno's expected to get most of his ABs with the Reds at DH, which is obviously something Seattle is using to get the most out of Cal Raleigh. So you wouldn't have been looking to Geno to be your primary DH here. Obviously, you're looking at him to provide veteran relief, third base, power, obviously that you don't have right now. So something you're going to need to find somewhere, or have an evolution of more power from someone else. Maybe more first half consistency from Julio, let's say. One other thing I want to add is ESPN's Buster Olney also echoes that, saying that he is hearing that rival executives fully expect that Donovan will be moved in the next couple weeks. The Mariners and Red Sox have had interest.
All right.
Headline rewrites.
The New Orleans Saints will play in the NFL's first regular season game in Paris during the 2026 season. What's the real headline?
Paris in the fall, the smell of croissants wafting in from every bakery, and the sound of broken bones filling the air.
You always start French and you end German.
I thought that one I stayed French pretty consistently. Broken bones. Broken bonbons.
You make me uncomfortable.
Get the cat!
You're making me uncomfortable.
He needs an x-ray. X-rays were clean. Questionable to return.
So I think you're German now.
I'm trying not to be German. It's so hard.
Hey, sorry.
It's easier than you think to be German. I always tell people
it's always easier to be German.
It's easier than you think to be German. Because what happens is you try... German is this language that's like... Zeh. And so when you're pushing a sound out, it just eventually becomes... Ja. You know? And French is like, I could not care less. What is football?
I just think of Pepe Le Pew. Remember that guy?
Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
The skunk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Pepe had a thing for the lady, the cat, and she was painted like a skunk. And he was harassing her. He would not leave her alone.
Hey, if you go back and look at the cartoons we grew up on, there was some stuff going on.
Really inappropriate.
Really inappropriate
He
stuff.
needed to leave her alone.
Hey, but you know what they taught you? Shoot your shot. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't
Shoot your
know
shot.
that we want it. I don't know that we want to encourage that.
Hey, you got to have some courage, man.
I would love to go to Paris to cover a Seahawks game.
That'd be great. They need to hurry up and make some decisions. I want to go out the country again. Germany was awesome. The people there were great. Send us somewhere, man. Send us back to London.
Now, if they end up being one of the teams going to Australia and you go to cover that one, would you be excited, or would you be nervous about the spiders that are the size of house cats?
Both. Because Australia is like a whole other planet.
It's like, an alien planet with alien life forms.
Yeah.
That's what Australia is.
I got to talk to Hyphen and ask him what not to do in Australia.
One of my sister's friends told me I look Australian one time, and I took it as a compliment.
What does that even mean?
I don't know what it meant.
What Australians look like?
I don't know what it meant, but I said, thank you. That's very sweet of you to say.
Very sweet.
I don't know what it means.
Yeah, send me somewhere. Send me to Brazil. You know what I mean? Send your boy to Brazil.
What if they were like, oh my God, the NFL going to the Arctic? Going to Greenland.
I'd be sick that week.
No, they're sending you. Germany on paper, going to Munich doesn't sound like the most fun trip on the planet, because you imagine that it's also a temperate climate where it's going to be a little overcast and cold. You guys had a blast.
It was great, man. The people were great. The beer was strong. Sports Illustrated threw a fire party. You know what I love? We went to the Sports Illustrated party, and I love watching Germans dance. It's different. It's a different vibe. It's a different vibe.
What was the vibe? Can you show us during the break how they were dancing?
It was very quick and violent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really quick.
Frankly, I'm excited to go to Santa Clara / San Francisco. Get away from the rain a little bit. Although, did you know the days that we're gone, it's literally going to be like not raining this week.
Really?
And then raining when we all get back.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, when I get back, you're staying for the Super Bowl.
All right, we'll go to Cali for a few days.
I'm nervous.
For what?
Just like networking and making friends.
I got you.
I'm scared.
Just walk
You know
next
what
to me.
I mean?
I got you.
Like, I'm nervous about going through Radio Row. You know, you're doing your show, and then all of a sudden Gronk walks by you. Or, like, you have to have, like, small talk with people. I'm so nervous about that part of it. I'm shy.
That's weird that you are shy.
I
doing
am
that.
shy.
You speak for a living.
I don't think I'm a true, like, wallflower, but it's that I overthink what to say. I should just, you know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask people questions about themselves. People love talking about themselves.
Facts.
And then I'm not going to offer information because that's what I get into is I start like overcompensating and saying way too much. All of a sudden I'm talking about how like my Starbucks order has changed and they're like, I'm just trying to go to the bathroom. Like I need to move by you.
All right.
So I'm just going to ask them. That's going to be my move.
I like that.
My move.
Yep.
Ask people about themselves. I think it'll be totally natural and normal, and you won't feel embarrassed by me whatsoever.
Not at all.
Vikings receiver Justin Jefferson was asked how it feels to see his former quarterback in the Super Bowl. His answer next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Wyman and Bob, every afternoon at 2.
It's awesome to see. I can tell you just being down there, every one of them singing the same tune about the team, and I love these guys. I'm so happy to be here with these guys.
They've built a culture that they care about each other. Mm-hmm. And so, that obviously sounds very corny, but it works. You know, maybe people will stop texting into our show, Bob, saying it doesn't matter if he's a nice guy or not. Yes, it does, because it's the ultimate team game.
Only on Seattle Sports.
I saw her texting coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions. 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber The Door Store. As we turn the corner on a new year and start planning for home projects and better weather, now is the time to come in and see all we have to offer. Our bargain barn is loaded with great deals with many exterior and interior options. And if you need your order quicker, now is the time of year to take advantage of our pre-hung and popular matchup service. Come visit our showroom and bargain barn in Shoreline. And don't forget to check us out online at franklumber.com.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax-free edition only. Roughly 37% of filings qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax Free Edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for Earned Income Tax Credit, Child Tax Credit, Student Loan Interest, and Schedule 1A.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
If society collapsed tomorrow, how long would your family last? If you run out of food, probably not very long. That's why over 3 million American families trust My Patriot Supply for preparedness. Right now, you can get their best-selling 3-month food kit for $100 off. It's 3 months worth of real, hearty meals that give you 2,000 calories a day and last up to 25 years. Go to mypatriotsupply.com to get your 3-month kit for $100 off. The discount won't last long, so go to mypatriotsupply.com today. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
And the Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl.
Home of the Seahawks in Super Bowl 60. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Good Dog Auto Glass. When the stakes are high, you want the best on your team. When your windshield breaks, don't settle for your insurance company's fix that's just safe enough. Trust Good Dog Auto Glass, where the quality isn't light. We do all the things the little guys don't, and we do all the things the big guy does.
We answer the phone when you call, we work for you, and we will walk you through the insurance process. Visit GoodDogAutoGlass.com, Puget Sound's most trusted auto glass company, and get more bang for your bark.
Dave Wyman here, joined by Dr. Landis from Swedish Cyberknife to talk about prostate cancer treatments. Dr. Landis, how does Cyberknife compare to surgery?
Patients who have surgery often do have to be hospitalized for a few days and have to take time off of work. They can have a catheter, they have a wound that's healing, whereas with Cyberknife, patients often don't have to take a break from work at all.
And Cyberknife is an outpatient, non-invasive treatment?
Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out, you essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
5 days total, less than an hour a day to treat prostate cancer. That really is amazing. It's almost too good to be true. What do patients say after treatment?
They tell me it's like Star Trek, where you push a button and the cancer can go away.
If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish Cyberknife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All our coverage this week is presented by WGU. Let's take a look around the NFL. We're going to start with this story on USA Today Sports Seriously. Vikings wide receiver Justin Jefferson was asked about how it feels to see his former quarterback, Sam Darnold, obviously, playing now in Super Bowl 60. That cut I don't have here in front of me. Justin Jefferson. Oh, here we go.
You guys had a good shot last year. Obviously, your quarterback last year is now going to the Super Bowl. How bittersweet is that watching, Sam Darnold? Obviously, you're rooting for him, but, he was just throwing passes to you a year ago.
For sure. It's definitely tough. It's tough to watch. Of course, I love that he's in the Super Bowl. I'm happy for him. I want nothing but the best for him, especially the way his journey was at first. And, people doubting him and people not giving him the respect. Now they're giving him that respect. Now they're seeing that he's a top-tier quarterback in this league. And I, of course, selfishly, I wish that he'd done that for us last year. But, to see him blossom and bounce back right after last year and make it this year, I'm all happy for him, and I hope he wins. I'm rooting for Seattle, and I think Seattle is going to win. So I'll be rooting for him.
Selfishly, I wish he would have played his best football against the Rams for us in the playoffs. Okay, Justin.
Couldn't do it for us. Doing it for them, though.
I know. He also was asked about what it would be like to actually run it back with Sam.
If you ran it back one more year, maybe that could have been you.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Especially, everyone knows the difficulty of the quarterback position this year, of how we was dealt it. But of course, having a quarterback that's already had the season under his belt with us, knew the plays, knew the playbook, knew the players, of course, throwing to me, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, all of these guys. I definitely felt like we would have done better. But, it is what it is. It's on to new and better things. But I'm definitely happy and proud for him that he was able to reach it this year.
Have you found yourself wondering of, alternate universe, what if Sam Darnold stayed with the Vikings? How far would they have gotten?
No, he's ours.
Okay.
I don't know.
Not even a little bit.
I don't even remember him playing for who. Who did he play for last year?
Yeah, couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you. It's
No,
none of my business.
You can hear it in Justin Jefferson's voice, though. He's low key hurt. He hurt over there, man. And even threw it like a little jab, pretty much saying, man, he couldn't ball against the Rams with us. But you know what? The ginger.
But neither could your
It's gonna
offensive
bring
line
the trophy.
against
Yes.
the Rams. So to be
Yes.
fair, sticking with the Vikings here, ESPN Vikings reporter Kevin Seifert was asked if former GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah would have been fired if Darnold had lost this NFC Championship game.
I think this was building. There was a lot of rumors, and I've reported this today that there had been a lot of rumors right after the season that this could potentially happen, that Kwesi Adofo-Mensah would sort of be the fall guy for the Vikings failing to make the playoffs this year, but it didn't happen. He gave his postseason press conference. He went down to the Senior Bowl in Mobile and scouted the practices this week, and so the assumption everybody kind of had was that, okay, it was considered, it was discussed, and they decided not to do it. So that's why I think people were kind of caught off guard today. But I do not think that it was because Sam Darnold led the Seahawks to the Super Bowl. I think it was more just the Wilf family operating on the timetable that they decided to operate on.
I don't believe it.
I
don't believe it.
I think about it played a factor.
Yeah, you see an asset that was once yours out there balling.
Come on.
You're getting salty, man. You're just looking at Kwesi sideways. Yeah, because, look, you don't allow him to go to Mobile and scout and do all that good stuff, right? That was something made you react that way.
Yeah.
And it was watching 14 do his thing here in Seattle.
Did you guys see the controversy that's now become a discourse, an online discourse about Kwesi? That he took 2 weeks off for paternity leave around training camp. I believe it was like a summer birth of his, first child. So he took 2 weeks of paternity leave and then came back. And I guess there was a report. This was in 2023. So it was ahead of their 14-win campaign in 2024. And people were saying, this went around NFL circles and people couldn't believe it. And it was absolutely unheard of and just culturally so against the norm for GMs. And so now there's a discourse, #discourse, happening on Twitter about sacrifice and these, 32 of these jobs in the world. And they're highly competitive, lucrative jobs that are incredibly difficult to get and to keep. And there are some people saying he should never have done that. This is the sacrifice you made. And there are other people saying, yeah, it sounds like you guys are making a big deal out of 2 weeks in the summer. Like, maybe you have a culture problem.
Yeah, and I see nothing wrong with it. It's first child, too. Me personally.
In the summer.
I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I think my partner would also be like, nah, you good. Go to work. But it's just different strokes for different folks, man. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
This was also not something that, led to the demise of the Vikings. This was not Kwesi taking, if his child would have been born April 20th, I doubt he takes 2 weeks off leading into the draft.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it happened during training camp. I don't know. I think that it's just, here's what I have to say. There are a lot of people talking about the roles and sacrifices that GMs need to make and how that's just part of it. That I'm like, all right, you can have that opinion, but isn't it possible that there is a world where GMs could take a week off if they needed to be with their partner who just gave birth, especially if it's, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it, especially with the time of the year. It's all dependent on the time, but I don't know. I think people are making that out to be a weakness because they see childcare as something soft, and that's my take on it. The San Francisco 49ers are hiring Raheem Morris as their new defensive coordinator. This is from Adam Schefter reporting this yesterday. He'll become the team's 5th coordinator in as many years. Quietly something that people aren't talking about when it comes to that team, and they've been able to stay competitive defensively, but yeah, guys, this happens.
Yeah.
In this case, Shanahan's the play caller. He's not leaving, but his coordinators are getting jobs.
I mean, if you just look at where Raheem has been, Tampa, Kansas State, Tampa again, the Commanders, Falcons for a while, Rams. This is just what happens. There's a rotation going on, and you knew that he wasn't going to be unemployed for long, man. I know it didn't end the way that he wanted to over there in Atlanta, but you hear nothing but good things about Raheem Morris. He has a system that works. Welcome to Cali.
In addition to next season's Paris game, the NFL also announced it's reached a multi-year partnership with the city of Madrid and Comunidad, I hate myself, de Madrid, to continue playing regular season games at,
What?
Is it Barnaboo? Barnaby.
You don't have Curtis here to help you. I
know. Some more soccer fans are going to be mad at me. They're continuing to play in Madrid.
I would have just skipped that.
Thank you. I'm going to skip it. I'm going to go to our next
it.
story. The Rams have signed Sean McVay and GM Les Snead to multi-year contract extensions. They'd previously signed extensions after winning their last Super Bowl. Snead's been general manager of the Rams since 2012. McVay obviously hired in 2017. They have had a wildly successful stretch. The only thing we don't know, whether or not Matthew Stafford is for sure coming back. Sean McVay told NFL Network he has his fingers crossed.
You got to run it back if you're Matthew Stafford. You're coming off of what we assume is an MVP type of year. I would want to give it one more shot, especially with just the talent they have over there. And as far as McVay being signed, we knew this was going down. He's one of the best coaches in the game. They got to bring the band back one more time. I think they got another run in them.
I think that it's going to be that thing of every single offseason, we're going to wonder whether or not Matthew Stafford is going to come back. This is going to just be a repeat of last offseason. Is Matthew Stafford going to play? Is he going to come back? Is it going to happen? And then he will.
Yeah.
And he'll look fine. He's going to miss training camp with like some kind of neck or back or arm or shoulder or elbow thing, and then he'll be fine.
Matthew's ready to go.
It's just
he's ready to go.
It's going to be
Ignore
the same
gray in
story.
his beard. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be okay. He's turning 38 on Saturday.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I should say 38-year-old.
Let's go.
The Seahawks had two massive stories break over the weekend ahead of their biggest game of the year. What kind of distraction is that? We're going to figure it out next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Doubted.
More questions about Sam Darnold.
Underestimated.
I would say 10-7.
Questioned at every turn.
The question mark on this team is the offensive line.
Well, I think it was a swing and a miss week one.
They're trying to find exactly who they are and what they are.
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. And now we're going to the Super Bowl.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60 is on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey homeowners, are you stuck on the credit card treadmill and stressed because your consumer debt and monthly payments are too high? Well, Brock Heward here with a smart solution. Your home's equity in the Seattle Metro is probably larger than ever. It's like you're sitting on a stack of cash. Consider a cash-out refinance with Tila Mortgage to consolidate your high-balance credit cards, second mortgages, home equity lines of credit, and student loans, or get cash for a remodel. With interest rates finally coming down, consolidating your debt now may be the best decision you ever make. With excellent client reviews and trusted in Washington for over 25 years, Tila has competitive rates on refinance, purchase, or reverse mortgages too. Tila, spelled T-I-L-A, is a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Call Tila Mortgage mortgage today. 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888 or
Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046.
Our friends at Mazda of Everett always offer you their best deals. Mazda of Everett is the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer for a reason. They sell more new Mazdas than any other dealer on the West Coast. So come check out the Mazda More to Move You sales event now. Shop over 300 new Mazda CX-5s with 0.9 financing for 60 months, available on approved credit. Located on Highway 99 in Everett, or shop MazdaofEverett.com. Based on Mazda USA's retail sales reports 2025.
Home of the NFC champion Seahawks.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. Are you tired of grilling in the cold and rain every winter? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the cold winter. Take advantage of off-season savings through February 15th, and you can get up to 10% off your entire project, plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. You see, most people don't consider building a deck in the winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming and designing your project so you're ready to build by spring. Planning and permits, they take a little time, so get started now. Get project ideas, browse the photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's my friends online at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First. Ooh, that face. Quantum fiber internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Yay to Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back video calls.
Quantum fiber internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Styles change. 12s grow. But Seahawks love? That's forever. From the young fans in their fresh new jerseys to the lifelong 12s in their throwback jackets. At the Pro Shop, we've got gear for 12s of every age and every walk of life. This is the Pro Shop. Shop official Seahawks gear in-store at Lumen Field and the Landing in Renton, or online at Seahawks.com/Pro Shop.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right. How real is the impact of two big weekend news dumps? The first we got was a report from ESPN's Brady Henderson and Seth Wickersham that the Seahawks will go up for sale after Super Bowl 60. According to them, sales discussions have taken place at ownership and league levels for at least the past week. One team executive told ESPN the Seahawks could fetch $7 to $8 billion. If the Seahawks are put up for sale, it would be the first time in the Super Bowl era that an entire team played in the championship game and then gets put on the market shortly afterward. The Seahawks released their statement about this shortly after that report, saying the team is not currently for sale, that they are going to finish their sale of the Blazers before they move on to selling the Seahawks. And then the next story is obviously Klint Kubiak, reportedly, also according to ESPN, this one, Adam Schefter, going to become the Raiders head coach. So we can go over some questions about either of these stories, like what's it mean for the Seahawks? Well, we know the Seahawks were going to be sold no matter what, and they're not going to be relocated no matter what. So that's kind of the end of the story. But I think, Bump, what people are most curious about and what I want to ask you about is whether this matters for Sunday, right? What about the future team owner? Like, those are all questions people have. Who's your OC? They're all questions we have. Is it a distraction for Sunday? Does this news breaking over the weekend matter and impact the game and the players in any way?
Players ain't thinking about this at all. I mean, they recognize it. They know that Kubiak's been looking around, house shopping for a little bit. I don't even think, I would guess that more than half of the players even realize that the Hawks were going to be up for sale eventually. But it doesn't affect them at all. They're not moving. You're locked in. I understand people who are concerned about this, who think that players dwell on that type of stuff. I promise you they do not. I promise you the main focus, the only focus is making sure you are mentally and physically prepared for the Super Bowl. Is it something, is it a real thing? Yes. I'm sure they've had a conversation about it or something. Like, I'm sure JSN, when he heard Kubiak got a new job, was like, dang, and maybe had a conversation with Sam Darnold. But then you move on, man. You're playing in the biggest game that football has to offer. I don't think they're stressing about any of that.
What did you make of Brock's theory that, at the very least, the report on ESPN about the Seahawks being sold was leaked by the Patriots as a way to get a competitive advantage? Because Brock tweeted, well, the NFL team that goes to any length to play games on and off the field, no question in my mind that Kraft or friends let the media know the Hawks would be up for sale. A tactic employed the Patriots would use to try and create a distraction. Is anyone surprised? Are you buying it?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's you and Curtis's lane.
I love a conspiracy
theory.
I jumped on board.
I don't know.
I didn't even tell them to slow down the boat. I just leapt from the dock right onto it.
I just want to know who you been talking to, Brock? Who you been talking to?
I mean, look, this is where I think Brock's coming from, which is fair. We know that the Patriots have been wrapped up in a multitude of cheating scandals over the years. They are an organization that will go to any lengths to win. And we know that the Seattle Seahawks ownership group would not like it out, especially ahead of the Super Bowl, that they are in the midst of selling the team. They released a statement saying, no, we're not. One sale and then the other sale. We haven't wrapped up the Blazers sale. Like, this isn't something we're doing simultaneously here. Now, the Seahawks organization and chairwoman Jody Allen aren't going to say, we're not selling the team, because it's in Paul Allen's will. Everyone knew that this was coming. But I think with this news leaked, Seahawks players are going to be on Radio Row all week long. They're going to get questions about this all week long. The competitive advantage from a Patriots point of view would be, okay, now all these reporters, every time they talk to the Seahawks players, they're going to say, how are you feeling knowing Klint Kubiak's leaving? How are you feeling knowing your team's going to get sold? What do you want in a new owner? The questions that, like, that's the distraction.
Yeah, and I think they can handle it. We think about Kubiak. Oh, we're going to miss him, but we got a game to play. Oh, what about your team being sold? Not my department. I'm just going to keep playing. Like, there are ways you can Marshawn Lynch this thing without Marshawn Lynching it and going through it. But, yeah, I think reporters have an obligation to ask them about it because it's real news. But I honestly think that Mike is going to handle it in-house, have a conversation with the players. Let's just focus on the game, and you're going to get some of the same generic answers over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that much of a pain, honestly.
I agree with you in that it's probably not going to be a distraction. I think that it is something that fans in and around football, including not Seahawks fans, are far more worried about. And I think for fans who are not knowledgeable about it, so let's say outside of Seattle, right, non-Seahawks fans that had no idea that this was in Paul Allen's will, are now looking at it going, oh my God, this team's in the Super Bowl and now they're going to be bought and relocated, which is like just not true. But like that's where it becomes a bigger story than it really is.
Yeah.
Most fans in Seattle understand and know the deal. And I don't know, we get questions about it all the time. Like, hey, is Jody selling the team? When is that happening? You know, who might be the new owner? But yeah, I agree with you.
Nobody panic.
I don't think that players are panicking. I don't
Let's all
think
stay
they're
focused.
distracted.
Okay, let's get our 7-layer dips ready. Okay, make sure you got your pizza orders ready.
Yeah.
Your beverages, and focus on the game because this isn't a big deal. I was intrigued, but I wasn't surprised. You know, when I heard Kubiak and the team being sold. I was already preparing for Kubiak to be out of there. I say he gone. I'm saying he gone for like 2 weeks.
You have been saying that for weeks and weeks. Yeah, I would say more than 2 weeks. You've been saying, like, look, man, Kubiak is the son of a former NFL head coach. This is going to be an opportunity. Teams are going to be interested. It's a weird hiring cycle. You called it a while ago.
Yeah, that's the circle of life in the NFL, man, especially when I think Sam Darnold, man, Kubiak having Sam Darnold look like he did against the Rams made him even that more attractive, right? It's the way that he calls his plays. The run game being connected with the pass. Like, this team has gotten better and better all throughout the year. And that has to do with the whole coaching staff. But you got to look at the OC and say, all right, now this is his chance. He's going to have his chance to lead, and I wish him the best of luck. But We got some work to do here. One more game.
Also, for anyone listening, hoping that you'll get some kind of confirmation from Kubiak, you will not. Neither Kubiak nor Vegas are allowed to make this hire official until after the season, a.k.a. after the Super Bowl. So they might be asked about it, but you will not hear from Radio Row Klint Kubiak say, yep, here's what I want to do with the Raiders. Like, it's just, they're not supposed to do that. So focus on Super Bowl 60, and we have a lot to talk about with Super Bowl 60. So I wanted to just start our Monday by saying, hey, do either of these two stories matter? Are they distractions? Does it affect the team? No? Great. Done. We have other stuff to get to. We've got matchups to get to. We've got really good sound to get to. We've got previews to get to. Now, we only have one more hour of today's show, but we are so excited for all the guests that we have this week. We're heading out to Radio Row, where I'm hoping there's a lot of free samples of chips and things. Although I have heard that that Pepsi is a sponsor of the Super Bowl, right? So I'm very upset about that because I'm a Diet Coke girly, and I'll have a Diet
Pepsi Zero. You'll try it.
I mean, I'm going to eat whatever they have for free, but I would just like if we could get it up to the upper levels from what I'm saying. If someone can get this audio that I'm saying right now on air, if we could just get that to Goodell, that would be great, ideally before I get to Santa Clara. It is a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Still to come, the latest from Jeff Saturday, who was on with Brock and Salk. He's got a critique for NFL fans. That's coming up at 1:30. Your questions at 1:45 for what I need to know. Send them in now, 866-979-3776. And coming up next, two things we learned today from two NFL analysts on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
He's the man on the call for Super Bowl 60.
Darnold taking a shot downfield for a touchdown.
Mike Tirico, exclusively with Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
This is your first. Oh my gosh, congrats.
It is a privilege. Only 12 other people have called the prior 59 Super Bowls. So to join that really elite fraternity is amazing, and still pinch myself. I still don't believe it's real. Maybe when I get on the air, maybe I'll realize then that it's real.
Listen to the full convo on the Seattle Sports app.
Our number one thing with them is always like, hey, welcome someone in and assure them that they're in the right place. We're going to take care of them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss. It's a new year and a perfect time to make the changes you've been dreaming of. Don't let those old habits and frustrations hold you back any longer. Our proven program gives you dedicated health coaches, ongoing support, real accountability, and a step-by-step detailed plan to help you lose 20 to 30 pounds in just a couple months with no drugs, shots, exercise, or fake food. Imagine more energy, better health, losing fat, fitting perfectly into your favorite clothes, and being down 20 or more pounds by March. Remove the stress of trying to do this on your own and book your free consultation at eastsideweightlossklinik.com.
Use February 8th as your little cheat day. Start with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic between now and the big game, and then use February 8th as your cheat day to get back to it. It's Mike Salk here, and I lost 35 pounds with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. I know you can too.
Join the 4,000 clients who we've helped lose 20 to 30 pounds in 60 days. Our remote programs allow you to lose weight from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation at eastsideweightlossklinik.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
It's the Big Game Watch Party at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, Sunday, February 8th. Catch every heart-pounding moment on 3 4K TVs, including our 40-foot massive screen. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss the Big Game Watch Party, February 8th, hosted by Seattle legend Lofa Tatupu at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Don't miss the Daniel Jeremiah Show, presented by Marquee Data.
I think he's been awesome.
Tuesday mornings at 8:30 with Brock and Salk.
If this is where he is right now, he could win an MVP.
Only on Seattle Sports.
See your favorite Seattle Mariners up close at the Peoria Sports Complex. Come to sunny and warm Peoria, Arizona to celebrate an AL West championship and the beginning of another great season for your Mariners. Spring training in Peoria has plenty of sunshine, warm temperatures, great food, and the best seats in baseball. It's family fun for fans of all ages. Book your trip today. Support your 2026 Seattle Mariners in Arizona for what promises to be another exciting season. Get your tickets at PeoriaBaseball.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
6 days until Super Bowl 60.
And this is the only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks and Patriots in the Super Bowl. KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Seahawks have touched down in Santa Clara for Super Bowl 60, but some news elsewhere in the NFC West. The Rams have signed Sean McVay and GM Les Snead to multi-year contract extensions. It remains to be seen, though, whether or not quarterback Matthew Stafford is back for future plans. McVay told NFL Network he's, quote, keeping his fingers crossed that the 37-year-old will return.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. We had two NFL analysts on the show earlier today. Aaron Schatz of FTN Fantasy, creator of DVOA, and Nate Tice, who is a host of Football 301 and of Yahoo Sports Network. And we have a couple points that I want to get to from both of these guys. A request that we got bump earlier in the show from someone was, hey, I know so much about the Seahawks. You know, I listen, I watch this team. I already know everything there is to know. I need to know more about the Patriots. Mm-hmm. So we figured that we would dig into those interviews that we had with these two analysts and pull out some stuff for a preview of Super Bowl 60. First, one thing that we asked Nate was, hey, 7 odds makers from Yahoo Sports, 7 odds makers that Yahoo Sports interviewed chose the Seahawks as their personal pick to win. 7-0 going for the Seahawks. Does that mean it's a really lopsided matchup, or is there something that's being overlooked?
The Seahawks are the better overall team, but having said that, I also think the Patriots have a couple things that align, like that could give the Seahawks some issues. I think the biggest issue this whole year for the Seahawks has been the right guard at offensive line and a little bit Sundell at center, especially when they have to drop back and pass. And the strength of the Patriots defense, I mentioned the guys already before, are the two defensive tackles / DNs that they have. I'll just say defensive linemen that they have. And Tonga, who's the third defensive lineman, that could really give the Seahawks some issues. The Rams created a lot of pressure on Darnold last week, and Darnold answered, just wonderfully. I say last week. Yeah, it was last week. Wonderfully. It feels like it was a year ago. But just was able to find those answers. The JSN touchdown at the end of the half is a great example of that. But that's also could lead to Darnold maybe not having as much success.
Okay, so the Patriots are the better overall team. They have more stars, more Pro Bowlers, more All-Pros, etc. But people are really overlooking that the Patriots have a strength with their interior defensive linemen that pairs up nicely against Seattle's weakness, their interior offensive linemen on the right side and center.
Right. Yeah, they got some big boys. And listen, you can be the favorite, but nothing is guaranteed, right? Drake Maye could have himself a day and go off. They do have a good receiving core over there in Douglas and Booty and Diggs. They do have a decent run game. Their defense is on point. No, there's always no team is perfect, and I think that it was funny that he mentioned Sundell because I don't see Sundell as
like a
weak link. No, he's been playing great this year. I know who he's talking about on that offensive line, and even he has had his moments as well, right? He's been up and down. He's talking about 75. He's had some good moments too and some bad moments, but no, I think the strength of that defense is probably the two bigs in the middle, and that's where you win and lose the game anyways on that offensive line, defensive line. So yes, they didn't get to the Super Bowl on accident, Stacy. They beat some teams to get here.
Now, Nate said, if he was forced to choose, he would also pick the Seahawks to win this one. I mentioned that because the next two cuts are going to sound like he's not going to say that. But we pressed and we said, hey, tell us more. Tell us about the Patriots.
I also think if you create a lot of third and longs on Sam, the Seahawks offense is the second lowest conversion rate on third and longs, which is 3rd and 7+. And the Patriots do a really good job on third down. They are the best third down defense this year, including the playoffs. And they're the best third down defense this year on third and long. So it's one of those, whoever wins the early downs, which the Patriots very well could on defense, that, JSN's going to get some explosives. There's going to be some of those. But I actually think there are some people overlooking it. I've actually have been leaning towards a Patriots cover as my way of kind of saying hedging it because I believe the spread is 5.5. I think they're going to muck it up and make it a little dirtier than some of these other teams that the Seahawks have just found their way with. But I do think the Seahawks are the better team, and push came to shove, I would pick them as well.
Now, I had the Seahawks defense as being the best defense on third down, but maybe that doesn't include the playoffs. New England, in the regular season, Seattle was 1, the Patriots were 9. We learned from Aaron Schatz, whose cuts we'll get to in a minute, that New England's defense has gotten much better, so maybe isolated. Either way, what happens for the Seahawks on third and long, other than third and long is just tough?
You're just behind schedule. You become more predictable. 3rd and 7, you're going to play a softer coverage. You're assuming that they're going to throw the football. But I'm with you as far as third down conversions on the year defensively. All right, the Hawks are allowing opponents to convert 32% of the time. That's the best in the NFL. The New England Patriots at 36%. That's 9th in the NFL. Last 3 games, the Hawks bumped down to 31%. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7th. And then New England is up to about 4. So maybe he's just looking at the playoffs when it comes to that third down talk. But traditionally, no, the Hawks have been the best. Remember, it was like the best third down defense versus the best third down offense when they lined up with the Niners, I believe. No, but what happens on third down? You just get behind schedule. You have an incompletion on first down. You have a negative run on first down. You only pick up 1 or 2 yards on first down.
Yep.
It's third and long. It's just hard, man. You just become more predictable.
Okay, tell me about Drake Maye, what you saw on tape compared to what Nate says here. He talks about Drake Maye can really push the ball downfield.
Sorry, I can keep going on and on about this, but Drake Maye can also push the ball, which is the one thing that can maybe give issues to the Seahawks defense that's so well coached and so good, is that extended plays and plays down the field. The DBs for the Seahawks play very top down. Their eyes are downward. They saw people off down at 5 yards, at 7 yards, but they can get beat over the top. You saw that a little bit against the Rams in their last 2 matchups. Drake Maye is willing to push it. Now, he doesn't have Devontae Adams or Puka Nacua, but he does have a play style that can give the Seahawks defense a little bit of issue. So I think they're more of a live dog than they're getting credit for right now.
Now, Bump, I can't tell if the Seahawks just struggle with explosive plays against the Rams or they can get beat over the top, because if you isolate the Rams and take them out, they hadn't allowed a 20-plus yard play in like a month. Now, they did, though, against the Rams, allow quite a few. And secondly, you were watching film on Drake Maye, and you saw a lot of that strength in being able to get downfield. And what did you call it? Friendly passes?
He throws a friendly ball.
Friendly ball.
Yeah, it looks friendly. Some quarterbacks throw like a heavy ball. They fire it in there all the time. Like Cam Ward fires that thing in every single time. Drake puts some touch on it, man. He can push it down the field. He's got a long at 72, 58, 53, 55. Bunch of 30s in there, 44. He will throw the ball down the field. And the like you mentioned, the extended plays, right? The rolling to the right side off schedule. Whenever you're forcing the defense to have to cover on the back end 4 to 5 seconds, it's just tough. It's tough, especially if you're in zone. You got routes crossing across your zone, and you have to communicate in the back end. The more film I watch of Drake Maye, the more impressed I am of him. I've watched before this game, like highlights and a few plays here and there, but I've been diving into his situations, red zone, third downs. He is just calm, man. He has a calm presence out there on the football field.
Now, Aaron Schatz of FTN Fantasy, we asked about explosive plays, and he talked about that and then mentioned one area in particular where the Seahawks have been excellent against explosive plays.
They were very good against the explosives all year. But there's no question that, you can have it if you get it open. And Maye is really good. He's very accurate with the deep throw. He's got good receivers. Kayshon Boutte, especially, very underrated, was a guy who was a 5-star recruit and then didn't play that well in college, so he dropped to the 6th-round pick, but now he looks like a 5-star recruit again. The thing Seattle has not stopped is stopping explosive runs. They allow the fewest percentage of explosive runs of any defense in the league. They are the second best tackling defense in the league on runs. And I think Patriots fans are waiting for the big Travion Henderson run, and they'll probably still be waiting when the game is over because Seattle just does not allow them.
I thought that was something encouraging for Seahawks fans to hear. It's like, yeah, are there opportunities there, and is Drake Maye capable of finding it? Sure, but this is not a team overall that allows explosives, and that's especially true in the run.
Yeah, I think they play the Rams had a rush of 19 yards, almost hit 20. And we were all shocked. Like, man, we haven't seen that in a long time. Like week 13.
We're like, wait, that had to be like one of the longest this year.
I think the Vikings were the last ones to pull off a big run against these guys. Look, I think the biggest thing about this game is going to be your emotions, right? How are you going to control your emotions when you had the long pregame with the national anthem and people are going crazy, and you sit there and you look around and you realize I am in a Super Bowl, right? And then you come out, who we're talking to? Turbo. Remember Turbo said his first carry, he don't even remember his first carry because you're so amped up, right? How are you going to handle those moments right there? There's no way to recreate a Super Bowl. So I say that because in those moments are where I think big plays can be made, like the shock value of just, everyone's amped up. Maybe you get downhill a little bit too quickly. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to be able to handle those moments? I'm interested because I've never played in a Super Bowl, but in big games, you just get going.
Let's stick with the run. This time we're flipping it, looking at Seattle's run game. Here's more from Aaron Schatz.
It's more a number that's about what Walker is like compared to Charbonnet. Walker was number 1 in avoided tackle rate as tracked by my site, FTN Fantasy. So that's the thing, is he's just really good at avoiding tackles. And therefore, he's a very boom-bust running back, right? I think all the Seattle fans know Charbonnet was the dude who got the 3s and 4s. Walker's the guy who gets the log runs but also gets stuffed. Now, the problem with that is if you have a lead in the fourth quarter. If you have a lead in the fourth quarter, you don't want the boom and bust. You want the guy who gets 3s and 4s. So that's a little bit of a problem if they have a lead in the fourth quarter. But Walker's been very good, and their running game has been very good.
What do you think about that?
I think he's right. I think Ken Walker, we know, is elusive. I believe him and Charbonnet combined forced, I think, the 3rd most missed tackles in the league this year. I think last game, seeing the way that Ken Walker was getting downhill, hopefully that sticks. Hopefully he watches all those runs and those highlights of him just getting downhill and getting 3 to 4, and he taps back into that. I think he will. I think the way that he ran last week or a couple weeks, was last week? Yeah, last week. was the best I've seen him run, even though he only had like 60-something yards, I believe, on the ground, but did have like 40 receiving, over 100 overall. That style needs to be it. Between the tackles, as Big Ray loves K9 to run, between the tackles, downhill, there's a different confidence I saw in K9 last week.
Okay, one last cut to get to. We talked about the kind of strength versus strength in a few other areas. And so one thing we asked Aaron is, hey, is there another thing that kind of popped up when you were doing all your digging and finding new stats for this team that became a surprising strength against strength matchup?
Play action passing, right? Obviously, huge part of the Seattle offense. Darnold was like second or third best quarterback in the league this year on play action passing. The Patriots are the number one defense against play action passing since week 10, including the playoffs. So that is a real strength against strength that kind of surprised me, that the Patriots are actually number one since week 10. A lot of these defensive stats for the Patriots look very different if you look since week 10. I'll give you another example. Out-breaking routes, quick outs, deep outs, corner routes. Darnold is much better at those than he is at in-breaking routes. The Patriots were 29th against those routes for the year, but 7th if you look since week 10. It's just another example of how their defense really improved in the second half of the season in the playoffs.
So since week 10, the Patriots are very good at stopping things Darnold does very well. Now, that doesn't mean that they will absolutely stop Darnold. It means that you've got a battle of strengths here. Who's going to come out on top?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows, man? And I wonder if like Kubiak has access to that data and if he really thinks about it.
Got to.
But does he put that in his game plan? Like, oh, well, he's only good at throwing these. Let me do that. You got to take what the defense is giving you. You got to be able to make all the throws. You can't just say, well, he's only good at this one. Let's do that. That's where data kind of trips me up a little bit, is because I don't think coaches are looking at that and changing their game plan based off of those numbers.
Yeah, it's like this delicate balance, right? And I've never had to worry about a game plan, but you don't want to go away from the thing you do exceptionally well. If Sam Darnold is phenomenal, the best version of himself with play action, you don't want to completely get away from it just because the Patriots defense is excellent at stopping it. Right? No. Like, well, that's what you do well, though. You aren't suddenly going to go like, guys, huddle up. Okay, we're changing everything here. We're entirely changing who we are. You're a pocket passer, okay? We're going to do 13-step drop backs. No, it's a joke. But they are going to lean into what they do. And I think that that's where the conversation about talent comes in, and it becomes really relevant. If you're leaning into what you do well and they're leaning into what they do well, I guess what matters at the end of the day is who's got the better players.
Execution.
And right now, that feels like Seattle.
It does, man. It does. I'm sure tomorrow or tonight I'll watch more film on the Patriots and figure out more ways to give them even more respect. Because, like I said, I haven't watched them as closely as I have maybe the last, 4 days. But, no, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to find ways that the Patriots can beat the Hawks. And that's what all coaches do, right? Find a way.
Yep.
If they do this and we don't respond accordingly, they can get us. So it's going to be a fun week of that.
We're going to ask Bump for a ton of film study type takeaways all week long. As the analyst, obviously. So if you guys maybe have particular questions where you're like, hey, what's up with this player? What's up with the defensive line? What do they do well? You can always tweet at Bump or text them into the text line. We're going to have a week jam-packed full of amazing interviews from Radio Row and lots of takeaways about the Patriots. It is a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game. With former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
Down. Who will need to have a big game on Sunday?
The same guy, man. Nicky Mawari, the most versatile player on the football field. During the playoffs, the Patriots haven't really been featuring their tight ends the way that they have during the regular season. But in the red zone, they're deadly, man. They find ways to kind of put you asleep and they get these guys open. So I'm looking at 3. 3 is going to have another big game. Everyone's going to have a big game, right? This is the Super Bowl. But I feel like they're going to test him a bit. He did a great job last week against Devontae Adams, a great job against Puka Nacua, who I think was the highest graded player on the football field on defense that day. But when you extend plays the way that Drake Maye does, those tight ends happen to be butt naked sometimes because they're down blocking, and then they're leaking out to the flat and over the middle. Yeah, I think that we're gonna have to have another big game from that young man. And I think he's more than capable of. He's gonna step into the challenge, do his thing. Hunter Henry, one of the best tight ends in the game, 768 yards and 7 touchdowns. Keep an eye on him. So far this playoffs, he has 10 receptions for 81 and 1 touchdown. I feel like they're gonna try to get these tight ends going again.
Second down. How should Seattle's defense attack Drake Maye?
Sit back, do what you do. The Hawks don't blitz a lot, and when they do blitz, they blitz from depth. I wouldn't want to go after him early. I want these guys to sit back, rush with 4, play tight on the back end, and force him to make those beautiful throws that we've seen. He can throw that thing, man. He puts it into small windows, over the top, over the shoulder. Any throw that you need your quarterback to make, he can absolutely do that. But I want these guys just to be bullies up front to start. And then if you see his little rattle or whatnot, then you get out from a bit. But sit back, let your 4 down linemen do their thing, and don't give him anything easy. Because last thing you want is for that dude to get confidence, man. Because he hasn't been playing good football as of late. Those 3 games, weather affected it as well. But he hasn't looked like the guy that I saw during the regular season.
Is that something you would do if you were Josh McDaniels? Would you be like, let's look for some easy completions to start the game? Like, let's look for some little dump offs or little, something to just like middle of the field, get the ball moving. Like, you're not going to open up with the things that he's exceptional with. You're going to like build up the confidence for a second-year player.
Yeah.
Who's in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, MVP type of guy too. Yes, dink and dunk. If I'm Daniels, get that guy going.
Third down. What stat is misleading?
What stat is misleading? Oh, the red zone stats, right? Because I'm looking at how the Patriots execute in the red zone. All right, 33% they're scoring in the last 3 games in the red zone. But I look at the regular season and the concepts that they have. They go to work typically in the red zone. A lot of Drake Maye's touchdowns are inside the 10, inside the 20-yard line. And Daniels does a good job just dialing things up. They're good in the screen game. They attack the back corners at the end zone. I saw that number, and after watching the film, it didn't make sense to me because I like what they do in the red zone, a lot of crossing routes, corners and whatnot, screens getting into to dig. So it's misleading. I saw that 33%. I was like, I don't know. Obviously, numbers aren't lying, right? But I feel like they execute better than what that number tells me to. And I'm interested to see how they decide to attack the Hawks in the red zone.
Can I ask you a totally related but unrelated to Super Bowl 60 at all question? If I were to tell you, hey, this team is awful in the red zone, worst red zone team in football, what would you gut reaction assume is a problem? Like, what would typically be like, not only are they a bad offense everywhere, but what typically becomes a bigger problem?
Timing's off because in the red zone, obviously the field's shorter, less ground for the safeties in the back end to have to cover. Yeah. So it's typically timing, right? Timing and space. If you're not executing in the red zone,
it's usually that.
It's usually timing and space.
Okay, 4th down. We were joined earlier in the show by Yahoo Sports' Nate Tice. Anything stand out from that interview?
Yeah, I like that he said that this was a great matchup because you hear a lot of people talking about this matchup and they're not moved by it. I'm going, look, you have the best football team in the league going up against a well-coached Patriots team who's better than what people think. I like that he thought this was a good matchup. Arthur Smith was a name that he talked about maybe the Hawks going after once Kubiak goes down to Vegas. He talked about explosive throwing the football. They are that. I encourage everyone to go and just go check out Drake Maye, man. He can throw that thing down the field, and it looks easy when he throws it down the field. Just jumps off his hand. I like the description of Stephon Diggs. A crafty old man is what he said. And it was validation. I knew what I was looking at, but when you have a national guy saying kind of the same things, well, yeah, Diggs is not the Diggs from Buffalo, the Diggs from the Vikings. He's more of a slot guy. He's crafty going across the middle. Still know how to get open, good in space, but it's Booty, Douglas, and Williams are the ones on the outside who are going to stretch the football field when they do decide to take a chance. And then best 3rd down defense is how he described the Patriots. So, no, he just dropped some nuggets. It's nice hearing someone else's perspective, right? Even if I don't necessarily agree with some of the stuff that he's saying, you still learn, and then it allows you to look at the film differently too. Because now I'll look at some stuff that he was talking about. You know what I mean? Just to verify and check it and get an idea of who this team really is. So, no, it was a good conversation.
One listener says, Bump, do we need to be overly concerned about Drake's mobility?
I think you need to be concerned. not overly concerned. I think your D-line is great. I think D-Law does a great job of keeping contained and running guys down. I think you got some young guys in Mafe and D-Hall on the outside, but the bigger plays come when he is moving, when he is using that mobility. Also, yeah, be concerned, but I don't think it's not anything the Hawks can't handle.
You got a couple requests from people saying, hey, we keep hearing about how the defense is getting better for the Patriots, but who did they play since week 10? Other people saying, like, oh, they played the Jets twice, like they had the easiest schedule. Yeah. They had an easy schedule all year long. I'm also curious about what you see on tape post week 10. Like, you know, what did they become so great with defensively?
I'll do some homework.
And maybe it is that they played horrible teams. I don't know. Like, maybe the 4 worst offensive performances from opposing teams happen to be in that stretch. But,
I mean, yeah, you got the Jets twice.
Yeah.
You got the Giants.
Right? I mean, it's bad. It's bad. Your most common question, though, was like, okay, well, if they've been so good since week 10, what are they doing? What's so great about that defense? Also, a lot of questions about Drake Maye's mobility and what that means for Seattle. Those are your 2 most common. Someone asked if we're going to the Super Bowl. Bump's working the Super Bowl.
We'll be there.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm coming back. That's
Just
too
stay.
much. That's
Just
too
stay.
much for me. It's overwhelming. Very overwhelming. If you are an NFL fan and you're not excited for Super Bowl 60, now I know many of us here in Seattle obviously are, but let's say you're not. Jeff Saturday has a message for you. That's next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Doubted.
More questions about Sam Darnold.
Underestimated.
I would say 10-7.
Questioned at every turn.
The question mark on this team is the offensive line.
Well, I think it was a swing and a miss week 1.
They're trying to find exactly who they are and what they are.
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. And now we're going to the Super Bowl.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60 is on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoffs gear and custom Simply original designs. Shop in-store or online and enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree now at simplyseattle.com.
To me, the LJ way is to provide an experience that people really enjoy being a part of.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000.
Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit a federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000.
Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit a federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
Can you believe it?
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Sometimes we hang on to our old attorneys and coaches too long. They've been around, they've done good work. But when the legal game changes, you need a team that is hungry to win now. At Bible Law Group, we're that faster, hard-hitting legal team, ready to fight for every inch in the courtroom. With over 40 million closed for our clients, we know how to win, and we're ready to take on the biggest legal case of your career with you. Don't stick with a playbook that's gone stale. Switch to the legal team that's ready to win now. Let Bible Law Group be your linebacker in the courtroom. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where we're all about you. Your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. We'll take total care of you. First, come browse all the beautiful settings in our cases. Take your time and try on as many as you want. You'll know when you put your ring on. Your heart will skip a beat. Now, onto your center stone. We can look at different diamond shapes and sizes until we find the perfect match. Come visit us in store, because a friend wants you to get exactly what you want. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
P&D Tree Service, experts in local tree removal. Their team works fast to remove problem trees in your yard and neighborhood. Have you ever seen a tree removed by a crane? P&D Tree Services specializes in close-quarter tree removal to minimize impact on your landscaping. 24-hour emergency service. Any job, big or small. Safe, efficient, and fast. P&D Tree Service turns multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. Enjoy a clean, safe, and bright yard. PNDTreeService.com.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We have two things to get to. One of them is going to come after the first couple minutes here because we got to start with this. Breaking news from ESPN's Jeff Passan. The Seattle Mariners are nearing a deal to acquire utility man Brendan Donovan from the Cardinals as part of a three-way trade that also includes Tampa Bay. Again, he says sources tell ESPN. A deal that had been considered for weeks would finally land Seattle, a versatile impact bat. So I want to take a quick moment to react to this news. We've been talking about it today, hinting at it today. Then I've got some sound ahead of Super Bowl 60 from Jeff Saturday, so let's get to it. Bump, immediate reaction to the news from Jeff Passan that the Mariners are nearing a deal to acquire Brendan Donovan.
I'm starting to trust them. I'm starting to trust the Mariners.
Trust the process.
Right? They're making the correct moves. Obviously, Geno is out of here taking $15 million. Where you go? Where'd Geno go?
Reds.
To the Reds, $15 million. No, this is good. This is the bat that you wanted, right? You wanted some contact. You got some contact at the bottom of the order. Hopefully it goes down. Looks like it's going good. Bones, what do you think about Donovan?
I mean, I like his bat, solid defense. I mean, I haven't gotten to see too much from him, like in play, since the beginning of the offseason, but it's definitely something the Mariners need. It's that little piece that you can just add in there that we always talk about, a missing piece. If we went into spring training in the season without him, I feel like all the fans and a lot of everyone would be like, we just needed a little bit more, just a little bit.
I think that this team has a lot of really exciting young names at infield. But when you talk about wanting to provide a runway, part of that is that there is something that provides support for them if someone needs to get sent down, or if someone gets hurt, or if someone just, needs a couple days to just kind of, see the ball differently, like just take a minute and take a breather. And so when you're talking about a runway, you aren't looking for a logjam. You're not looking for someone to bring up and go, okay, this is I don't know, the biggest third baseman available. Like, your young guys aren't getting any time. That's no runway whatsoever. That's blocking it. And so, while I would love, a big name, always, sure, why not? Be aggressive. This is also a team that does value the development of its younger guys.
Yeah.
And so someone like Brendan Donovan, who gives you a ton of versatility, also allows you to continue to develop young and Ben Williamson, and eventually bring up Emerson and Cole. What was I blanking on for a minute? And so, yeah, I think that this was the move a lot of people expected when Jerry DiPoto said this.
I will say we got our business done so early in the offseason, or most of our business done so early in the offseason, that we've been mostly bored. And we're grinding. There's one more move that we feel like is in us and that we want to make, and we've been grinding hard for the last handful of days to see if we can bring it through, and hopefully we do.
Well, that might have been it. Again, from Jeff Passan, Mariners nearing a deal to acquire utility man Brendan Donovan from the Cardinals as part of a 3-way trade that also includes Tampa Bay. TBD on what Seattle would deal in this trade. That information not out. But I think we can say that this move is heavily hinted at by the Mariners and helps to complete, you're looking for a leadoff guy, you're looking for more contact. That's what you're adding with this deal.
Solid move.
Okay, let's get to some more of our sound here. Now, Bump, you mentioned in 4-Down Territory that there are some people around the league that are not necessarily looking forward to Super Bowl 60. They think it's boring. Now, I don't know why they would think that. But Jeff Saturday was on Brock and Salk, and he was asked about that take. Had this to say.
If you can't get excited that these teams got hot at the right time, one could put himself on the track in the conversation of the Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady with the start, being year 2 and getting the Super Bowl. The other one, a journeyman who has now found a home. And I'll tell you, and I don't remember which player it was from the Seahawks, but when, Darnold was going through kind of a slump in the middle of the season, played bad. And it may have been after the Rams game, honestly, the first one, I can't remember. But, some player comes up and he's like, hey, this is our guy. Like, I freaking love that. Like, if you don't get fired up and go, these dudes want to play for each other and they got the attitude to go do this thing, like, you don't get the game, man.
You don't. Then
No.
what do you want? You want either your team and you're sad it's not your team, or you want, like, I don't know, a something you feel like is a brand, the Chiefs, so that Taylor Swift is there, but then you'll complain that the Chiefs always go. So I guess maybe some people just can't be happy.
No, you got the best defense in the game against a quarterback that I get more and more excited watching this film in Drake Maye. A team that can push the ball down the field, and both teams are going to be extremely well coached. This is going to be a good game.
A little bit more from Jeff here. Thoughts on how both teams stack up where it matters, the trenches.
And the Patriots, their offensive line has been below the standard. They have not played to the level they should have been playing. Obviously, with the Bo Nix injury, that they benefit. But if you look at their other side of the line of scrimmage, they've been playing fantastic football. And the Seahawks, really on both sides of the ball, have played extremely well through this run. And what's funny is that this, to me, that the last game against the Rams for the Seahawks reminded me of the season, kind of midway through, like where they were committed to the run, but they weren't really efficient at it. They did okay, but not the commanding. If you'd have told me Sam Darnold is going to outduel, he's going to throw this thing around and JSN's going to have a $150 and he's going to start the game with a 50-yard bomb, I would have been like, ain't no way. This is going to be, and he did. But give the Seahawks a ton of credit because their line, they protected, held up, and that's what's going to have to happen in this game.
Man, it sure feels like the thing that we'd lamented about for years and years and years is finally performing, and you can see the benefits of it. When you are strong in the trenches on either side, defensive line carrying a lot there, but still, either side, you'll go pretty far.
It's all about the bigs, man. The bigs make it football. Without the bigs, it's flag, it's 7-on-7. It ain't real. So, but no, big ups to girls flag football, though. I believe this year was the first year it was recognized as a official sport, so big ups to them. But, yeah, man, it's because you stop the run, you establish the run. If you stop the run, you establish the run, any team is going to have a chance. And it feels like even with some concerns with this offensive line, they've been able to just improve, man. Are they the best offensive line in the league? Nah, but they're good enough. Is this the best defensive line in the league? Arguably, you compete. So, yeah, you can have average or slightly above average skill guys and play at a high level if your bigs are taking care of business.
Jeff, Saturday on how important the line of scrimmage is going to be on Sunday.
Listen, I've said this a number of times. This is where championships are won. And we always criticize and compliment quarterbacks, and as well we should for plays. But if you're getting dominated line of scrimmage, it doesn't matter how good the guy who's calling the plays is. I mean, look, our game is based on physicality. It's based on violence at that point. And the reality is, if you look at typically teams that continue moving on in the playoffs, they're the ones who are winning the line of scrimmage. And I think if you're honest about the assessment of these playoffs, that would be very true.
So, yeah, sounds like it's obviously going to be important in the Super Bowl, but with how these two teams want to win, especially true, Bump.
Yeah, it's physical. It's a violent game, just like my man Saturday was saying. If you can't be violent, if you can't control the line of scrimmage, you're going to have amazing play from your quarterback and have to get lucky on defense, because now you're putting pressure on the back end as well. So, no, this is the way the game's supposed to be played, man. Yeah. I like this matchup more and more every day.
Okay, covered both of our bases there, no pun intended. We had some breaking baseball news. I wanted to get you guys that sound that I promised from Jeff Saturday. We did both. We're going to get to what I need to know. Get those questions in again, for the first time. 866-979-3776. You are sending any and all questions there. And again, if you are just now joining us, you missed this breaking news about 10 minutes ago from ESPN's Jeff Passan. The Seattle Mariners are nearing a deal to acquire infielder-outfielder Brendan Donovan from the St. Louis Cardinals as part of a three-way trade that also includes Tampa Bay. That's according to ESPN. A deal that had been considered for weeks would finally land Seattle a versatile impact bat. So we have been talking for a long while about what Brendan Donovan would mean to this team, whether it's as a leadoff hitter, but just filling in a guy that can get contact. You're losing the power. I mean, the news breaking yesterday, Geno Suarez and the Reds in agreement on a one-year deal. Geno, a fan favorite. You miss all those home runs. You want to make sure you can still have that power here in Seattle. So I know that for some people, Donovan may not be bringing that. But how many times were we lamenting a lack of contact and being able to get on base by the time this team got to the ALCS, right? You were looking at, I'm not saying Donovan's going to be 7-8-9, but you were looking at what 7-8-9 were doing with the Blue Jays, and then you were going, yeah, Cal and Julio getting solo shots. That's great. You got to get guys on base. You got to get more runs here. So I like the deal. I think that the Mariners obviously really wanted to get this done, and it sounds like it is on the verge of getting done. Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. That's next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Wyman and Bob, every afternoon at 2.
It's awesome to see. I can tell you, just being down there, every one of them singing the same tune about the team, and I love these guys. I'm so happy to be here with these guys.
They've built a culture that they care about each other. And so, that obviously sounds very corny, but it works. Maybe people will stop texting into our show, Bob, saying it doesn't matter if he's a nice guy or not. Yes, it does, because it's the ultimate team game.
Only on Seattle Sports.
Season 2 of Unrivaled Basketball is here, and the energy is unreal. Stacy Ross here telling you to get ready, because the best women's players on the planet are running it back with even bigger moments and bigger stakes. Built for the players, created by women's basketball stars, Unrivaled gives athletes a high-quality U.S.-based off-season league with better visibility and support. So don't miss as Paige Beckers, Nafisa Collier, Kelsey Plum, and Brianna Stewart, and more take to the court and redefine the game. If you love high-intensity hoops, this is the league you've been waiting for. More action, more highlights, more star power. Every matchup, every highlight, every moment that makes you jump out of your seat, it's all back and bigger than ever. This isn't your regular season. This is Unrivaled. Games air on TNT, True TV, and HBO Max, which means it's super easy to watch no matter where you are. Unrivaled Basketball, where the pace is faster, the energy's higher, and every athlete shines.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
And the Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl.
Home of the Seahawks in Super Bowl 60. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health, it's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. What I Need to Know. Bump, we're both on the same flight out. They said, will you do your best dangerous on the flight down to Santa Clara? Meaning you're doing leg lifts and wind sprints in the aisles. Oh, wind sprints.
Wind sprints. That'd be tough to do it on a plane. No, I'm chilling. I'm downloading some on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I'm chilling.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching let's see, Love Island All-Stars on Peacock is
That's
probably
a
what I'll
thing?
be. Yeah.
What the heck?
Why do you sound disappointed? It's great. It's a great entry into the franchise of Love Island. Yeah, I'll be watching trash TV for sure.
All right.
What I need to know. Someone said, my buddy still rocks gear from Super Bowl 40 and 49, but I wouldn't be caught dead in team gear where my team lost. Who's wrong?
Nah, I wouldn't rock it if my team lost.
No, I would
throw
not.
it away. Don't throw it away, but just put
Those
it away.
Super Bowls don't exist to me. I've never rewatched Super Bowl 49, and I wasn't working yet, so I didn't have to. And Super Bowl 40, I was younger, but still, no. It's like they don't.
Mm-mm.
And they're both so painful. Like the Seahawks have such uniquely painful Super Bowl memories. It's not like, what a game. It's like you lost in heartbreaking fashion and then one felt stolen from you, for which refs later apologized.
I'm not touching none of that stuff.
Okay.
I'm not touching it.
Fair.
Why are we even talking about it?
You're right. 866-979-3776. Would you rather be rich and famous or rich and anonymous?
Rich and anonymous.
Then you could just move different.
Yeah.
Rich and famous, obviously. Yeah. Definitely rich and famous. What I need to know. Don't lie, bump. You're watching all 22 the whole flight.
I just responded to that. I said probably.
Definitely not doing that. On this day, the Seahawks won Super Bowl 48. Do you remember where you were at watching it all unfold?
Yeah, I was at my Theo Gonzalo's house watching it. Yeah, it was a little family affair. It was great times.
I was with friends at, I think at the time, Numos.
Numos? What's up?
It's a place in Cap Hill. I think at the time it got like remade into a giant Super Bowl watch party. I think that's where we were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must not have been great if you don't remember.
Well, I just don't remember. It was a place that was they normally not that. It wasn't like a brewery where they're showing it. It was like, I think it was like a club that they turned into a viewing party. So that's where I'm not quite sure. I know it was in Cap Hill, and I remember everyone getting real excited. Real drunk and real excited. What I need to know. What are you looking forward to the most this week down in Cali outside of the actual game itself?
Oh, man. I don't know. I just want to feel the energy, you know, because we've been told that the Super Bowl is a real corporate type of event, but I feel like a lot of people are just going and hanging out, you know, so I just want to feel it. I mean, I'll go to San Francisco a bunch, so it's going to be just a different experience this time because it's not college. People are going to be flying in from everywhere. I just want to feel the energy.
What I need to know, what's your Roman Empire, a.k.a. the thing you think about way too often? I have several answers.
How to get rich.
Oh, just like how to get rich, just think about it a lot.
All right, I'll give myself 10 years.
I had a very, very different answer. Mine was MH370. The Titanic has been that before.
Titanic.
Matt, why do you look so... Isn't that kind of like Roman Empire is like just a random thing that someone thinks about all the time?
No, I think Bumps is crazy, but yours, I think, is actually
like
a
World
valid.
War II.
Mine is crazy?
It needs to be like
a random event that
Yeah,
you
it
think
needs to be
about
an
all the
event.
time.
You know
Or
what I
like
think
a
about?
thing.
Earthquakes.
That's perfect. That's a
Earthquake.
great
That's a good
Roman
one.
Empire
That's a good
answer.
one.
You think about earthquakes all the time.
All the time. I'm like, what if it happens now?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then maybe you start getting into a Wikipedia page where you're doing a deep dive.
I just know the big one is coming.
Yeah.
Just waiting.
I'll just randomly think about MH370, or I'll randomly think about
Or the Bermuda
Titanic.
Triangle.
The
Like,
Bermuda Triangle
what really
never
happens?
captured my
What really
my
happens
interest.
there? Yeah.
I think maybe it should capture my interest. I was going to answer and say I think it's like electromagnetic waves, but what if it's nothing? What if it's just that's what it's about? What is the Bermuda Triangle?
It is a spot in the Atlantic Ocean where like a lot of plane, like an inordinate amount of plane crashes and boat crashes happen. It's a weird looking triangle though.
Let's fly around that thing, huh?
Yeah.
Fly around the triangle.
Says the next one, what I need to know. Did the Mariners just make a trade? Are you two aware? I just logged on. Yes, we were just talking about it before we got to what I need to know, but I haven't seen details of what Seattle's giving up, so I haven't updated yet. But yes, if you're just now joining us, Jeff Passan saying the Mariners are nearing a deal to acquire Brendan Donovan from the Cardinals as part of a three-way trade that also includes Tampa Bay. That deal not finalized. We don't have the details on what Seattle is giving up as part of that deal.
I was just distracted. Someone said that San Francisco had an earthquake today.
They did.
They're right.
It was a 4.3.
Yeah.
See, you need to get on. You need to be like on the earthquake beat.
Are you on the earthquake beat?
No. I do think about like how they're like, oh, the big one, the Cascade Fault that's going to like collapse the entire West Coast. I thought about that regularly for about 3 weeks when that article came out.
Yeah.
And then I just stopped thinking about it. But for a long time, I was like afraid of going in parking garages, apartment buildings, any brick building. And then I just let it go.
Let it go.
Let go and let God. But I think you can be earthquake guy now.
Yeah.
Where it's just, you know.
Scarred, man. I was in a 7.1 back in the day. Scary.
Let's see what I need to know. Which jersey should I wear on Super Bowl Sunday? Gray, blue, throwbacks, or green? I'm assuming they mean action green grows.
Blue. They're wearing their blues.
Navies?
Master squad.
Yeah, it's going to be a monochrome. White on white for Patriots, navy on navy for Seattle. I think you go navy.
Mm-hmm.
Or the throwbacks are always just very cool. Someone said you've never heard of No, I've heard of the Bermuda Triangle. I just forgot like what exactly the theory was. Like someone remind me on what they think it is. I know what it is, where it is, and that planes and boats have gotten lost, but I forgot what the whole conspiracy theory was. Like, what do people think it is what I'd forgotten.
So you forgot about every element about it,
Yes.
like every detail,
That
but
is
you still
correct.
remembered that there is a thing called the
Yes.
Bermuda Triangle.
Well, this person's accusing me of never hearing about the triangle. I said, I've heard about the Bermuda Triangle.
You've just forgotten about
I've forgotten about the details
and
of
that's
the
a
Bermuda
problem
Triangle.
because that's when it's most likely to get you.
I'm going to be honest. The Bermuda Triangle was not culturally super relevant when I was younger. It wasn't our Roman Empire.
Tell that to
Millennials.
Amelia Earhart.
Is that where she got lost?
Probably.
What a woman. Someone said, what I need to know, if you could have an unusual pet, what animal would it be? I already know your answer.
What?
You said that you would train a gorilla to play basketball with you.
I didn't say basketball. I said throw football.
Sorry.
You imagine how far a gorilla can throw a football if taught? At least 200 yards. Are you looking it up?
Yeah, well, yes. Well, that I'm going to look up. But details are coming in about the trade. Of course, now they're coming in about the trade. Okay,
You wanna see Tampa?
Well, you know what? I'm not even going to tell you. It sounds like from Bob Nightingale, Ben Williamson could be part of it. Look, here's the deal. Wyman and Bob are coming up next. And this trade is going to have more details that come out during the break, and they're going to be back with it. That's next.
Doubted,
More questions about Sam Darnold.
underestimated,
I would say 10-7.
questioned at every turn.
The question mark on this team is the offensive line.
Well, I think it was a swing and a miss week one.
They're trying to find exactly who they are and what they are.
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. And now we're going to the Super Bowl.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60 is on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Well, the wet, chilly weather has certainly arrived. It's Mike Salk here, and if your attic and crawl space are well insulated, your home should be fine. Should feel cozy and warm without your furnace having to work overtime. But you'd be surprised to learn how many homes in Western Washington lack insulation in these spaces. It's why you call Crawl Pros. If you're feeling cold drafts or seeing that heating bill spike, now's a great time to learn if you got anything going on behind that crawl space or attic by calling Crawl Pros. They'll come out to your house just like they did to mine, do the corner-to-corner inspection. In my case, they found the problem, showed me the pictures, and then they got it all fixed. Now, if they do discover your home is under or improperly insulated, they'll show you all the utility rebates that are available to help you get the work done correctly. Like if you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could get a rebate to cover up to 95% of the cost of the insulation job. If you're worried anything is going on in your crawl space or attic, including critters, water intrusion, mold, plumbing issues, anything, call Crawl Pros and schedule your free corner-to-corner inspection at crawlpros.com.
Experience a luxury resort, breathtaking wildlife, spectacular wilderness, and amazing fishing at Queen Charlotte Lodge in northern British Columbia. King salmon runs are at their peak in May and June, and halibut and lingcod are always plentiful. Check out how easy it is to visit QCL at fishqcl.com. That's fishqcl.com. Queen Charlotte Lodge. Experience fishing first class. And remember, our dollar's worth $1.35 north of the border.
Are you in pain? This is Dave Wyman, and if you're experiencing pain in your shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, or knee, do what my friend and co-host Bob Stelton did and go see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
It's been a huge game changer. After 13 years of jiu-jitsu, I had a lot of issues with my hip. It was bad, so I'd heard a ton of patients raving about the results from their 90-minute outpatient stem cell procedure with Dr. Wagner, so I had to check it out. Dr. Wagner is a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience performing more than 20,000 stem cell procedures using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. Now, people with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, are back to doing what they enjoy doing without pain and without surgery.
Whether it's a hip like Bob had, a shoulder, a knee, a wrist, an ankle, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Our number one thing with them is always like, hey, welcome someone in and assure them that they're in the right place. We're going to take care of them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt, so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets a Duralast battery.
have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Shop now for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoffs gear and custom Simply original designs. Shop in-store or online.